It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, the Dynasty neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor,
Nathan? Won't you be mine? Yeah.
No, won't you be my neighbor?
Yeah, I'll be yours. I'll be your neighbor.
I got one thing to say.
Suck it.
Hoosiers! Told you. I told you guys. Nathan told you. Where you at now? What happened? What happened? I thought.
You also tried to make us sound like we were stupid for saying that, like, IU's better than Ohio State. Like,
We didn't even say that.
Ohio State's a good team.
We didn't even say that.
They were very evenly
We said it was
matched.
going to be close.
We said it was going to be very close.
But that IU was good. Well, they're good, as it turns out. So, yeah, pretty much the best weekend of our lives. Pretty much the best football game of our lives.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
It was...
Tickets were pretty expensive.
Pretty great.
Yeah, but...
It was worth it.
It was worth it. So, we're very excited. Appreciate you guys for jumping in.
Yup.
Say hey. Joe says, a Notre Dame fan, congrats on the W. Thanks, man. I'll return the favor. I'm sorry I didn't make the playoffs. I'm sorry for you. I will say, as a generality, I have not been sorry about that, but I do extend the. You know,
I think it's
both ways.
I agree.
Thanks, J Mart.
I agree with the people that make the argument of what the frick is the point of a weekly CFP ranking system if you're literally just going to screw over the team that you put in the 2 weeks before when nothing happened from then until the actual final bracket.
Yeah.
Like with those two teams, with Miami and Notre Dame, like that was literally them just totally bamboozling you.
So, I mean,
so they should have put Miami in if they were actually going to put Miami in.
You have to say this as well. It's not like the Big Ten championship didn't come without sacrifices. You know, dark magic sacrifices, I would say. Let's start with our first player, Scott. Will you go ahead and put him on the screen for me?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
So we got to talk about updating our dynasty rankings.
Yeah, we got to rank Phillip Rivers.
So we're going to have to talk about this. I don't think you guys understand what it's like being a Colts fan. Like, I don't.
This is not a real NFL organization.
No, I don't think you know.
This is a clown show.
What it's like going from, hey, we just won the Big Ten championship for the first time since the 60s, or since World War II, actually, since 45.
Yeah, because we shared in the 60s.
Yep. To, hey, by the way, your starting quarterback just tore his Achilles, and we're going to go sign a 44-year-old fat guy.
Who hasn't played in
like literally
a half decade.
Back-to-back
It's
days.
been a half decade.
So, yeah, people are saying sorry about it. Listen, I appreciate you guys being sympathetic towards us, but at the same time, if you've watched the show, you knew we were pretty realistic about the fact that they were probably going to crash and burn at some point. But the crash and burn has been, I will say,
worse than I thought it would be.
Much larger than expected. And it's never really a crash and burn with the Colts. It's usually a crash, a burn, and somebody grabs a huge thing of gas and just goes whoosh, and it goes like with Saturday. Saturday was like somebody dumped an airplane's worth of loads worth of gas on the
because honestly,
crash.
I mean, the crashing and burning was happening.
Oh, it was. It was already happening.
Well before
it was already
Jones tore his Achilles. I mean, I swear, man, their culture is so messed up, and they finally show their true colors yet again. You hear the word playoffs in the Colts locker room, and they literally crap their pants and run away from it because they're scared.
Yeah.
Like, it's awful.
Yeah, Daniel Jones.
So bad.
So, yeah, that's kind of what I was insinuating there. Daniel Jones was kind of the sacrifice, evidently, which probably worth it. I mean, I don't really know what Daniel Jones' ceiling was anyways.
I thought the sacrifice was going to be Fernando there for roughly 90 seconds.
No, we're not doing all that. We're not doing all that. We got another one, too, so
that one was rough.
I got Alberto in there. Should have gone for Brady. Yeah, I mean, Brady's never going to step away from what he's doing. He can't. He's just too deep into it now because he owns a team.
He can't play.
Yeah, so he can't do it.
Unless it were for the Raiders, and that even would be tough to get done. So
be a Commanders fan, then you can complain. Spoiled rotten. What are you talking about?
You just went to the NFC Championship
The Commanders won the
last year.
NFC Championship game last year.
We haven't won the division
you
over
have
a
Jaden
decade.
Daniels. I would die.
Kill for
I would
Jaden
die
Daniels.
to trade places with the Commanders organization right now. I would die. I would die. Sauce injuries, Jones fibula, and then boom. Yep, that's how it happened. Brady
and missing now 2 non-playoff first-round picks.
Yeah.
I did not expect a month ago.
Colts should trade up to get Mendoza. Yeah, the problem with trading up is you have to have a place to trade up from, and we don't own our first anymore because we traded them for a cornerback.
I did think about that. I was like, man, if we never made that trade and this had happened, we would have been in prime position to go trade up for Fernando, and I definitely would have been all over
The unfortunate part about it is we're going to suck for the next
Probably 5 years.
But the good news
We've
is
really
we're
set
going to
ourselves
suck,
back.
but we're going to have a really good cornerback one. The wide receivers are going to have a tough matchup with Sauce.
So here's the thing. I think I'm gonna start a petition that I want as many people as possible to sign in the state of Indiana, and that is get the IU football and Colts practice facilities like together, closer. They need to like meet halfway somewhere between Indy and Bloomington. And SIG can run both franchises.
Yeah, we could do that. I think we could.
Because SIG, half of SIG is better than Ballard and Steichen combined.
I would say a quarter SIG.
Probably.
I would honestly say SIG, if he like took a P in the Colts facility, would be better than what we have there. So
be a blessing.
So with Rivers, I mean, look, we'll see if he comes back and balls out. Might be putting him as a Dynasty QB1. We'll see. Let's talk for real. Let's see if we can have a good faith discussion here about this, because I actually, knowing my partner Nathan here.
I mean, AR can't see James. Like he like just regained his vision like a week and a half ago. I don't know if he's gonna even be back.
No, we're not
this
even
year.
having that discussion. He literally broke his face with a
legit,
band.
legit. I think he almost lost his eye.
He did almost lose his eye. They said he did. He almost lost his eye.
I should not be laughing about it. I
No,
feel bad
it's
for him.
crazy.
It's more just like this is so on
But that's
brand.
like
That is the
that's
most
the Colts.
on brand thing for the Colts right now.
Let's see how genuine of a discussion we can have about Shedeur Sanders right now.
He looked great on Sunday.
Okay, wow. If you do Shad, it should pop up. There you go.
We also need to talk about Shuck if we're going to talk about Sanders.
Okay,
because Shuck has been.
This is the one I've been preparing for. Because I watched this film. I wanted to see like, okay, how much of it was the Titans, how much of it was the receivers made good plays, and how much of it was Shedeur looked good. And I think it was a good amount of both, honestly. All three, really. Like you can't say.
And there are bad. There are bad plays in there. There are bad picks and stuff.
But again, like, what do you expect from the guy who was picked in the 5th round?
Exactly.
Like, I mean,
or any other rookie.
He made some good throws. He was under pressure a lot. He looked comfortable-ish in the pocket, and
I would much rather take.
I think his mechanics are still whack, but
I would much rather take a dynasty shot on Shedeur
that's the discussion
than
I have.
JJ McCarthy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So okay, so
let's
start there.
That
was you came out swinging. Are we taking Shedeur Sanders? So Sanders or JJ McCarthy? Chat, go. Shedeur Sanders or JJ McCarthy? In fact, I'm just gonna poll this. Drop a like if you would. Make sure you're subscribed if you.
And I know Minnesota just shut out Washington and whatnot. McCarthy didn't really do anything in that game.
No, he didn't. He threw for 100-something yards again. Look, McCarthy had a game like that earlier in the season where he threw for 2 touchdowns in the first game, 2 touchdowns in week 9. He still only threw for 143 yards in both those games.
I heard some takes on his performance, and I think part of the reason it hasn't been loud, I think it's because it's correct. Like they really, really simplified the game script for him. Like elementary level stuff, and they just didn't really ask him to do
There you go. I just dropped a poll in the comments. We'll get the results. We're gonna get the results flying in here, but
do you like Shuck or Shedeur? I like Shedeur's upside, I think, a little more than Shuck.
Has Shuck really looked that good? I didn't watch his tape.
He's kind of been balling the last couple of weeks.
Because I feel like objectively,
so he is
I feel like objectively Sanders is going to have a much higher ceiling than he does.
I agree. And that's kind of where I'm at. I don't necessarily think Shedeur or Shuck has any more insulation than Sanders does, even though he was a 2nd round pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shuck had like 2 rushing touchdowns against Tampa.
He did have 2 rushing touchdowns for 55 rushing yards.
He's a little low key mobile, but
only 144.
No one's really talked about him because he kind of came into a disgusting situation in the middle of the season when they benched Spencer Rattler, and he's a 26-year-old rookie. But I mean, they just beat the Bucks, and he was a big reason for why they beat the Bucks. Really since Shuck came in, they've been the most competitive this season than they have been all year with Tyler Shuck, and they've had some big their other big win was against Carolina, where they kind of embarrassed them.
Yeah, Father's Figure says Shuck still is scoring points, but he's still terrible. Which that's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
I don't think Shuck looks that bad, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
I just don't like.
I don't think he looks terrible.
I think Sanders is a much better.
I'm not even talking about the Sanders comp. I'm talking just about Tyler Shuck, and I don't think Shuck should be irrelevant at all. I mean, there's a good chance that Shuck is the Saints QB next year, like a very good chance, especially with this QB class.
Yeah, there's a chance. Yeah, I'd say there's a chance.
Well, I mean, they're not gonna have the number 1 overall pick. It's going to be between Tennessee and Cleveland, and
Okay, so
the Jets are also in the running there too. And then after Fernando, there is no guarantee that Ty Simpson declares, and there's no guarantee that Dante Moore declares. And if neither of those two declare, it's Fernando, and then there's nobody else.
So I've got to move Sanders up, and it's just a matter of how far. I mean, you're talking about like Tua range, right?
Yeah, I've got him just ahead of McCarthy. I've got him at 27, right behind Tua, and Stafford and Bryce.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to take Stafford ahead of him.
And Shuck, I would also give the nod over McCarthy because he's objectively looked better than McCarthy since he's been a starter in a way worse situation. But I have him behind Shedeur.
Yeah, that's a big tier for me.
Shedeur's a lot more athletic.
Well, and I just think again, like you actually, I think with Shedeur, he has the tools and the upside where you feel like if the Browns, I mean, if he continues to play. Look as decent as he has, they will try to build around him. Yeah. And from a fantasy football perspective, you had Harold Fannin in this game, and he had 25 points. I think Jerry Jeudy had 16 points in this game. I know that Judkins had a long catch in this game as well as a screen pass. I know that Dylan Sampson had a catch in this game. Like
honestly, there is very little pressure for Cleveland to go out of their way this year and draft a top quarterback. Whether it's Fernando, whether it's Moore, whether it's whoever's available there, whoever declares, especially this year, I don't think there's any reason for them to do that because they have one more year for Deshaun Watson's contract to be off the books, and then Shedeur is on a 5th round rookie contract deal right now, so like he's showing some decent promise.
So I mean, like a lot of people in our comments, a lot of people in our comments are still very like, pump the brakes. Shedeur's upside is Tua at best. His upside is fake.
Yeah, I mean that's why we have him. I mean
that's why he's like our quarterback. He's a quarterback 3 in our rankings. But it's still an upside shot. Like I mean, you're still taking a shot that he's going to be relevant next year and be a starter. That's really what you're. But like, I mean, look,
we're not having the discussion of
is he like a long-term?
Is Shedeur a long-term franchise quarterback for the Browns? We're just saying we literally had Shedeur ranked in the irrelevant range, and now
he's like
slightly irrelevant.
So like the elephant in the room is we said we would take a bag of chips over Shedeur Sanders.
I would now take Shedeur Sanders over the bag of chips,
but I would still take 2 bags of chips over Shedeur.
2 bags of chips is a lot closer.
Okay, yeah, we'll call it value even. But yeah, I would take Shedeur over the bag of chips now. Like
I think it depends on the bag of chips.
But here's the thing, like I mean, there has never, ever, forever, ever, never, ever, forever been a quarterback. I mean, not never, but it's so incredibly rare that a quarterback drafted where Shedeur Sanders was drafted will hit. Period. I mean, it's just like it doesn't happen. And that's hit like be a quarterback 1, like in Dynasty. And, you're looking at some of the other 5th round drafted quarterbacks in the bakery. Sam Howell was the highest one ever. And then you have a tier of Spencer Rattler, Jordan Travis, Jake Fromm, and Clayton Tune. And then in this tier, where it's basically the outlier tier, Shedeur Sanders, Brett Hundley, Nathan Peterman, Kevin Hogan, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and Mike White. So even compared to other 5th round guys, he's still a middle of the road 5th round quarterback from a prospect analysis standpoint. So that's worth noting as well. But I do think in terms of the bag of chips argument, you do have to say you would take Shedeur over the bag of chips now, which sucks because chips are good, but...
So let's set aside the how Shedeur actually looked in the games or has been looking in the games of recent. And let's just talk about purely from a market value perspective. Do you guys think it really is unreasonable and irrational to rank him directly below Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback 27 when a lot of people in your league, a good number of people in your league, when we get to the offseason, after they likely don't draft a quarterback, realize that he's going to be the starting quarterback for the Browns again in 2026. And then there's going to be all of the media hype and all that stuff about how he's going to take another step and how everybody passed up on this guy that should have been drafted at least in the 2nd round, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The noise is going to be constant all off season long. This is a market
people disagree with you, by the way. People don't think he's going to be the starter there next year. I don't think he should be the starter. I don't think he's good enough to be the starter necessarily long term. I think you need to see it over the rest of the season, him to look good.
Okay,
but again, we're predicting what will happen, not what we think should happen. We've been lower on Shedeur than anybody, guys.
Answer me one question. Number 1.
Okay.
Who is guaranteed to declare for the NFL draft this year and actually be a top 5 pick? top 5 to 10.
From generally, or the quarterback position?
Quarterback.
Guaranteed? I wouldn't say there are any guarantees. I mean,
Fernando's the only one.
I wouldn't say Fernando's.
And he's technically not even guaranteed.
I wouldn't even say Fernando's technically guaranteed. 95%, but
Ty
not
Simpson, I think it kind of depends on what he does in the CFP.
I don't think Ty Simpson's
but I don't
guaranteed.
think Ty Simpson is going to declare. And Dante Moore is far from a lock.
So yeah,
you're probably looking at at best, 2 top 5 quarterbacks.
It's probably Dante Moore and Fernando.
It's probably Dante Moore and Fernando, and that's best case scenario. Worst case, it is Fernando, and that's it. So do you really think Fernando's going to be a Cleveland Brown, or do you think he's going to the Jets or the Titans? There are only, what I'm saying is there are only so many top quarterbacks in the first round this year to go around. Are you really sure that they're going to draft a quarterback? Are you that sure that they're going to draft a quarterback instead of getting a full sample size worth of Shedeur Sanders for 1 more year?
Yeah,
they have zero pressure whatsoever to draft a quarterback this year because they are 3 to 4 years away from relevancy again.
Yeah, that is a good point. Like, I don't think there's going to be any urgency to trade up and get Fernando Mendoza here in this draft for them. So I saw a mock draft today, a PFF mock draft, where actually the Rams traded up to one and got Fernando. And I would have cried.
Yeah, but like literally, who's the one that literally owns all the picks for the next 2 years? It's the freaking Jets. If the Jets don't have the first overall pick, they have all the capital in the world to outbid everybody in the league to get the first overall pick.
If they want him. Like, there's a chance. I mean, I think they will. I think people are going to meet with Fernando and they're going to want him. But so yeah, like I don't be surprised. I mean, I said last year, I'm like, they're not going to start Joe Flacco at the beginning of this year. The Browns do some pretty stupid things. It is a bad organization, guys. Like, they traded Flacco to an in-season or an interdivision rival. They traded a quarterback. Like, that is crazy. So let's not underestimate their ability to screw things up here. Whether or not we think it should happen, I think is a completely different discussion. But right now, again, quarterback 3 range. Like, we're talking pretty much a while. All right, let's talk somebody else now. I don't want to talk about Shedeur the whole time. Who else are we talking about today, y'all? Who else do you want to talk about? What else happened?
Let's talk about the other young guy. Let's talk about Cam Ward.
I mean, I haven't moved Cam Ward. Have you moved Cam Ward?
I'm looking right now to see if I want to move him.
Let's talk about a non-sucky quarterback.
I would take him over Penix and Kyler.
I mean, yeah. Well, I would probably take him over. I would probably take Kyler over him. I would take him over Penix though. Kyler will be more valuable than Ward next year.
I don't think it's guaranteed.
I almost.
I think it depends on who Tennessee hires.
I mean,
because Ward's another guy.
I mean, I don't know. I will fight that. If Kyler will be a starter somewhere, if Kyler and Cam Ward are both starters in new situations, Kyler's going to get the benefit of the doubt from Dynasty players, always, because of the rushing upside. Like, you'll never, I promise.
I don't think the benefit of the doubt for Kyler is as great as you think it is anymore.
It will be in comparison to Cam Ward, because everybody knows that Kyler actually has rushing upside.
Who's the one that's actually plummeted in value this year?
I mean,
Kyler. Ward hasn't really moved.
Ward didn't have any value to begin with. He's not. Ward has moved. Actually, he was going in the 5th, 6th round of Dynasty startups.
Yeah, but he hasn't lost nearly as much as Kyler. He's still right there by Lawrence and Darnold.
I think Kyler will be valued over Cam Ward in the offseason. You can bookmark that. But I want to talk about a non-sucky quarterback. This is boring as frick. Let's talk about Michael Wilson. That's what I want to talk about. Now, here's the problem. I mean, unless Nathan, you want to talk about Geno Smith instead. Let's talk about Michael Wilson. He's great when Marv is out. Here's the thing. Like, it's kind of a perfect storm for Michael Wilson still.
I've never seen a wide receiver whose ceiling and floor is directly impacted and dictated by the presence or lack thereof of a single wide receiver in an offense.
Well, and it's not only, I mean, I guess a lot of it is that, but also it's the fact that Jacoby Brissett, like, they're passing the ball. Like, this is in my opinion, a lame duck coaching staff. Brissett has passed the ball 40 or more times since week 10. And all of Michael Wilson's game coincides with those 40 or more passing attempts. And so, the 18, 15, and 16 targets, when you're throwing the ball 40 times with no Marvin Harrison Jr., who else are you going to throw it to is the thing. But the problem is Jacoby Brissett going to be the starter there in Arizona next year? Probably not.
And since week 10, Marv has played 2 games, week 10 and week 13, week 10 and week 13. Mike Wilson has had 7 and 7 targets, good for 7 and 6
And unfortunately for all of us, like, Marv is going to be there. Like, That's the hard part here. That's the hard part. So
I've never seen an offense struggle so much to get their best weapon implemented.
Yeah, Daryl says,
Like,
I've never seen such a
the
handcuff
heck?
option for a wide. I know. It is legitimately a handcuff, isn't it? And the funny thing is, it's a handcuff, but when he plays, he doubles what Marv does in production. Marv's not scoring 30 points in a game.
That's why it's bizarre.
It's so bizarre. Steven says, guarantee I'm a better fantasy manager than Corey. Low bar. That is a low bar. Big question here. I hope Corey's watching. Biggest question here is why can Michael Wilson succeed as the one and Marv cannot replicate it? Well, they're completely different types of receivers, to be honest with you. They're not all that similar. And I think, from a route running perspective, Michael Wilson's actually always had a fairly good profile. And so does Marv, but, I don't know.
Michael Wilson had a pretty decent profile. Wandell is also up there for really good wide receiver handcuffs.
That is a great...
I would put him right in that tier.
But that's a great question. Why is Marv not getting 15 to 18 targets a game?
Yeah, no, it's bizarre.
And maybe part of it
is... Because if Michael Wilson was out, you wouldn't see that with Marv.
Well, and we don't know that for certain because, the one thing to be said about when Marv is playing is Michael Wilson still is getting 7 targets a game. He's not catching a high percentage of them, though, like he is, otherwise. But again, when you're playing from behind, those were Michael Wilson's first 2 touchdowns since week 2. So I don't know. I think you have to rank him in Dynasty. I think you have to respect him. I think you definitely have to respect him. And so I have him way low, and I just have to move him up.
Yeah,
because,
I moved him up to wide receiver 50.
Yeah, and I'm probably right there with you, maybe even a little bit higher. Because
I've got him in the same tier as...
I've got him in a giant tier, so...
Wandell,
Yep.
Troy Franklin, Christian Watson I also moved up, who we can talk about. Christian Watson, touchdowns and all, obviously. That's what he is.
The problem is Christian Watson's going to get hurt. And
Watson, since he's come back, has looked really good too.
Yeah, and again...
That target volume is disgusting.
Yeah, it's awful. And the reason he's looked good is because he's scoring touchdowns.
Yep.
If he's not scoring touchdowns, he's garbage.
He's one of the bigger dynasty risers right now.
All right, well, let's talk about Christian Watson, I guess. Here's the thing. I can't... We've been doing this with Christian Watson for 4 years. Mm-hmm. He's a wide receiver 47 on the year, and we've seen no consistency from him.
I feel like this is a Troy Franklin-esque rise, where you see him move up so much, and then he'll probably just kind of settle back.
We need to talk about him, too.
A serviceable asset. I think Troy Franklin is more of a serviceable type of asset. Christian Watson now ranked ahead of him. Christian Watson now value equivalent to Woody Marks, Jaden Higgins, Pearsall, etc.
So Troy Franklin
Warren.
in week 14 played 26% of snaps. He completely fell out of the rotation there. Yep. Pat Bryant is taking his spot.
Pat Bryant's usage is going way up.
It's incredible. Sean Payton literally will find any way possible to make somebody irrelevant. He's doing it with running backs. I honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I can't stand that offense for fantasy football because it's so unpredictable. I cannot stand it.
Pat Bryant.
But anyways,
what the heck? How did he? I swear he was in here. Oh well. Yeah, I've got Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin ranked right by each other. I don't really trust one over the other.
Yeah, Jelly Boy says Watson has 80 yards a game. The last 2 games he has, but in the games before that, 49, 46, 45, and 58. And so it doesn't change the fact that his yards per catch is consistently above 20, makes him a big play guy and makes him more boom or bust. That's just the type of player he is.
Now their offense has looked notably better over the last month since he's really come on.
I'm just telling I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I'm going to do.
I was selling the frick out of Christian Watson.
I don't have him, and I'm not getting him. I will not buy into this one single bit. I am not interested in this guy. I'm not.
He's a less good, less consistent JMO.
And the thing is, with Michael Wilson, I think, going back to that discussion, I think if you have Michael Wilson, great. You hold him and see what he can become. But what are you actually going and paying for Michael Wilson right now if you're trying to trade for him in Dynasty? I don't think it's a good idea to trade for him. I won't be trading for him. I just don't feel like I can. He'll be too expensive for me to trade for with a very clear path to being the wide receiver 2 and having a very limited ceiling.
Is this only his 3rd year? Gosh dang it. I was hoping it was his 4th so that he could be a free agent and go somewhere actually interesting.
Yeah,
But
the offense is not good for fantasy. Yeah, I agree. That Broncos offense is not good for fantasy. Bo Nix just went 31 for 38 with multiple drops. He doesn't suck. I don't think Bo Nix sucks. Did you say Bo Nix sucks?
No.
No. I don't think Bo Nix sucks.
Bo Nix is
the Toyota-thon effect. That is a thing. I go Wumbo. That is a thing. It's Toyota-thon, so Jordan Love's playing out of his mind right now. So,
oh, yeah.
which is
Did you see what Kyle said about our weekly rankings for DFF?
no.
He was like, yeah, if Marv is injured, Michael Wilson's S tier.
Yeah,
like,
no, he's the wide receiver.
Yeah, sounds good.
He's the wide receiver.
He will be in the S tier if Marv is not playing.
Does Watson being on expiring contract hurt or help his value? I don't think it makes a difference because I just don't think he has that much value. Like, I think if they sign him back, it's like, okay, he's going to a team that doesn't produce high-end wide receivers for fantasy. And if he goes somewhere else, I don't think he's going to be the one. I don't think he's healthy enough to be a one. So in my opinion, it makes very little difference for me. I just am not. I just don't think he has a lot of value to begin with. Although Nathan is saying he did. With a fully healthy Packers offense, where's Watson? Probably not there. No, and again, that's exactly right. And I don't see him going to another team and being like this guy. Like, Christian Watson is what he is. Like, we know what he is. He is a big play down the field, touchdown threat guy. And when he scores your touchdowns, you might see him getting 20 plus points per game.
He shouldn't be ranked any higher than Alec Pierce. Like, that is what he offers for that offense. And I honestly think Alec Pierce is better and more versatile.
I completely agree. Wilson is the wide receiver one, not just a wide receiver one with no more. No, that's what I said. We'd rank him as the top wide receiver. I mean, like, legit. They're throwing the ball 50 times a game, and he's getting 15 targets a game.
He's S tier.
Jack says Marv gets shelved until next year. We'll see. If that happens, Michael Wilson's going to be winning you some leagues. Thankfully, in the Flock League, I think he's on Nick's team.
Yeah.
So, because if he's on one of our teams.
If there's any sort of long-term injury risk with what Marv's going through right now, I think you might be right. Like, they may as well just sit him for the last 4 weeks of the season because they're not playing for anything.
Yeah.
What's he got, a heel injury right now? Golly.
Opticlone says, do you sell Genty as a contender? Yes, Genty had another slower game. I have Genty on a contending team, and I haven't sold him yet. 12 and 5 points. He had 9 points in week 11. So, 3 of the last 4 weeks, he's been 12 points or less. Hasn't scored a touchdown in 4 weeks, and that's part of just being on the Raiders offense. Yeah, I'm down. I'm totally down to pivot off of Genty if you can on a contending team. Totally. Like, you can pivot to Gibbs.
Pivot to H-Chan.
Pivot to Bijan. Pivot or down tier to H-Chan plus. Is it still down tier? Maybe probably have to pivot to H-Chan.
Probably a pivot now.
Which is fine.
I'm still okay with doing that.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with doing that. In fact, I'd get to, I don't know. JT has been not as good recently.
Yeah, and no, he salvaged his day yesterday with a touchdown. He still only had 11
completely
points.
salvaged his day, and part of it is because the defenses have been so much tougher these last 3 weeks between Kansas City, Houston, and Jacksonville, and you've got Seattle, San Francisco, and Jacksonville the last 3 weeks. Like, he actually has a very tough playoff schedule.
He does.
So that's a little bit rough. Now it's still JT could score 30 points in a given week.
Yeah,
but worth noting that if his value is going to be inflated where it's at in Dynasty, it will almost surely dip a little bit during the offseason. He could be somebody you could pivot off of right now.
He's been less efficient on the ground. He's getting the volume, but the touchdowns have just gone away entirely.
Echelon says, I don't think you can pivot from any of those guys to Genty. I would be surprised if you couldn't. Genty still, he hasn't really moved in like market value rankings. Let's fact check. Genty is, no, you're right. Wow, Genty's actually fallen quite a bit.
Hey,
now he's still between. Yeah, no, you're right. Genty's the running back 5 now. Achane has passed him, which, thank you, everybody. No, you're right. You are correct about that. Never mind. He's fallen a lot farther than I thought he would. I think you can still do Achane, though. Even if you have to pay a little bit on top of Genty to get to one of those guys, though, I'm totally good doing that. But you're right. You probably can't pivot. You're right. I think you're right about that. My bad. I misspoke. Yeah, you either have to add a plus or down tier to somebody way less valuable. Agree. Because the next valuable guys are like Hampton and Henderson. I don't want to down tier either of those guys as a contender.
Poor Genty, dude. Have you watched that offense when he gets the ball?
Yeah.
Like, have you watched the run blocking?
It's bad.
And
it's the worst, actually.
He's like, he's getting contacted earlier than like he ever did at Boise State last year. Like, it's kind of unbelievable.
Watson's literally getting 2 to 3 in the past 2 games. Off in the first read. Golden has done nothing. What are you talking about? Only 2 guys that compete with Watson are Kraft and Reed. Golden hasn't done anything either. Golden's not worth anything. In terms of Watson, I mean, he's not getting the first read type of looks. Like, he's averaging 20 plus yards per catch. Your first read is usually not 20 yards down the field on most plays. So, look, when Reed comes back, here's the other thing with Watson. Like, he will get hurt. Like, this guy has chronic hamstring issues. He will be banged up. That's part of the reason. I mean, again, if you look, buying all the Christian Watson you want, it doesn't matter to me. But it's not a guy I'm gonna go to bat for. I just won't. I don't really care enough. Raiders are the worst watch ever. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. What's Hampton's value? Yeah, I think Hampton's value has kind of maintained, honestly. And he looked, in my opinion, in his first game back, I think he looked solid. You know, he was more efficient than Kamani Vidal. He had a touchdown, so he outscored Kamani Vidal as well. And I don't know if I can't underestimate the ability of Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh to stoop it. I just can't. I think I've just not been super impressed. I know they're winning games, but
and the Chargers are kind of what they were last year.
Oh, is that my mouse? Where was it at? Nice. So, but with Hampton, like, it doesn't affect his value, and his value hasn't moved. So he's still like that running back 6 or running back, 7-ish. I know what I said. And I think that's where he should be. Like, I still think Hampton profiles very well, and he still looks really good to me. So I like Hampton a lot right now. Fannon's going to be a monster. Fannon did look good. I agree with that. Fannon looked good. Yeah. Where are you ranking Harold? Where do you have Harold Fannon ranked? I know you were been pretty conservative with him, but this is kind of why I've been careful with him, because I think there's definitely, in my opinion, there's definitely a world with Harold Fannon where he's good enough to like actually separate himself as like a dynasty tight end.
Yeah, hasn't been consistent.
No, it hasn't. It's been a boom or bust, but
uneasy. But I mean, the highs have been really, really high.
And he's playing he's playing in like the worst situation possible too. So
yeah,
it makes
but
you think like,
when is that going to get better?
I mean, I don't think it can get worse right now. So I think with Sanders it got better because Sanders has actually helped him to produce a little bit more.
Well, really, just one game.
Kind of funny.
I mean, since how long has Sanders been starting?
4 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. 4 weeks,
3.5.
3 weeks, 4 weeks, yeah.
So let's just say, week 12, 8 points. Week 13, 11.
I think you have to have Fannon as a top 12 dynasty tight end.
Yeah, I think aside from this week against Tennessee, I would like to see a little more with Shedeur before I go nuts, because we have seen these highs without Shedeur before. So
yeah, Fannon. I think for me he's like,
we've got him right there with Gadsden and Loveland.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I have Gadsden and Loveland in Dynasty much higher. I have them at 5 and 6, but that's because Ferguson's been underwhelming. Kraft is hurt. Kittle is okay. Kittle's not a game breaker this year. He's just not been. Kincaid,
George Skittle.
It's 13.3 points per game for him, like 4 receptions a game, so nothing astronomical for him this year. So then for me, it's like, I have Fannon ranked lower than Loveland and Gadsden, but I have him in that like Kittle, Kincaid, Kraft range. So top 10 for me. Would you trade Jamar for JSN if you were offered it in Dynasty? I'm good with that move if you're contending, because JSN's scoring more points more consistently right now. I mean, Jamar Chase has had 2 games back. Oh, no. Yeah, he has had 2 games with Joe Burrow now, right? Yeah, the Baltimore game where he had 18 points, which was fine. But then the Buffalo game, I mean, Jamar Chase hasn't had a touchdown since week 7, you guys. From a production standpoint, his last 4 games look like this: 17, 6, 18, and 10, not to mention the game he got suspended, which also hurt you. I would be cool with that if you're contending. Yeah, JSN has just been more consistent this year. Chase is the wide receiver 5 in the season now. Chase obviously still are a top 2 dynasty wide receiver for us. Just a matter of like right now he's not producing that much. And honestly, I mean, well, I can't say that actually. I won't say that. So what should be done right now with Devontae Smith? It's a good question. Hurts doesn't look good right now. It seems they're forcing the ball just to AJ Brown. Yeah, no, as a Devontae Smith owner in the Flock League, I just have been a little bit disappointed the last couple weeks. A little bit. Really, 3 of the last 4 weeks he's been in single digits, and that really has hurt me. But 11, 8, and 8 targets. So I don't necessarily think they're trying to force feed AJ Brown, and with no regard to Devontae Smith. I think Hurts has just kind of been underwhelming this year. They're going to take away the tush push, and this guy for fantasy is probably going to be cooked, because he's the quarterback 6 this year. And he still has, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 rushing touchdowns this year. Like, It's not going to be pretty without the tush push. I will say that. That's 48 points off of his total points.
Hurts is one of the hardest starting quarterbacks to watch.
Oh, yeah. The Eagles in general are just hard to watch.
They are.
I think Devontae Smith's a hold. I think he's a very safe asset right now.
Yep.
So, is Saquon a buy now? Run game looked good. If you can still buy him, yeah, I think I'm good with buying him now. I also, I've mentioned this, but we're going to tell you to buy him in January as well. If you miss the playoffs and have a bunch of young guys, would you dump Puka down tier and get 2 firsts? It depends on where you down tier to. Feels like 2 firsts, you'd be down tiering too far. I would say Puka would be more of a hold on a reload like that. Yeah, what do we do with Scary Terry? Terry McLaurin. So I would say probably hold. He does not have a lot of value in Dynasty. He still can be very, very productive, and he just signed a big contract. I would say he's worth just holding on to right now. That's my thoughts on Terry. Yeah, it is sad, and Hurts is painful to watch. I agree with you guys. Yeah, this is kind of where we're at as well with Jalen Hurts. So, all right, drop a like on the stream. We'll give away a blueprint if we hit 150 likes here in a minute. So just drop a like if you're watching. It's very easy. And again, we can give away a free team review for tonight. Jalen Hurts also pretty successful in scoring. That's a tush push doing the playing QB sneak. That is true. That is true. I mean, I will say though, like you're mostly seeing the tush push there when they're calling plays. And he's got a lot of that in his last 2 years in his production profile. So, but you're right. I mean, he's not going to be irrelevant from a production standpoint. But the fact that he's struggling like as an NFL quarterback right now does raise some questions, I think. Terry still got it. He was hobbled and played great against best cornerback in the league. I agree with that. Missed out on the 101 last night and fell to the 104 because of a stat correction. What?
Whoa.
Oh, because you won your matchup.
It was that close.
Oh, well then you should have. Your league should be determining draft order by reverse max points 4, so it doesn't matter what your record is.
Oh yeah.
AJ Brown's playing well. The Eagles have a good rest of season schedule. I'm not gonna lie. Eagles will have a new offense coordinator that should help Hurts as well. That is very true. Great point.
I mean,
great point.
This is not the first new offensive coordinator that they've had since Steichen. This is their second or third.
But this one's bad.
Well, the other one was bad too.
This is their second since Steichen?
Yeah. You remember Brian Johnson?
Oh yeah, duh. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think the offensive coordinator is really the issue here. I mean, this was the same OC that was calling all the plays last year. I think Philly is just dysfunctional.
We've gotten a couple questions on the reverse max points 4. So for non-playoff teams, it should be reverse max points 4. Reverse max points 4 basically prevents tanking in dynasty leagues. So if you have somebody, which you shouldn't have this anyways, like we write it into our rules, like, hey, start your lineup. Just like set your lineup every week. At least play the guys you can play. But that way, guys can't leave guys on their taxi squad. Let them score a ton of points. You can't have a Buka on your taxi squad. That's going to count because it's taking into account the entirety of your roster when determining draft order. So the true worst team, the team with the least amount of max points 4 is truly the worst team in the league this year, is always going to get the first pick. And so it's reverse max points 4. The lowest amount of max points 4 gets the first pick, and you do that for the first 6 picks. For the playoffs, it's the round that you get eliminated. And so you have two teams eliminated in the first round. Those are going to be the 107, 108, and then you're going to have that based on max points 4 as well, and the lowest max points 4 of those 2 teams that got eliminated in the same round will start stacking that way. You'll do it every round until the championship. So max points 4 for playoff teams becomes the tiebreaker, whereas the round you leave is actually where you start slotting people in. But the reverse max points 4, like again, that always ensures in a dynasty league. If you want your dynasty league to last a long time, that's going to ensure that the absolute worst bottom teams are going to get the highest picks. Otherwise, if you screw around with a lottery, if you screw around with record, you can have people tanking, first of all, with the record. But with the lottery, like it may just turn out, hey, look, a mediocre team or a pretty good team that had a lot of injuries won the lottery, and now the league is going to get super uneven. And usually when you see that happen, dynasty leagues don't last as long. So it kind of, there's multiple different advantages to doing it that way. But there you go. Hopefully that helps. Oh yeah, Kellen Moore did call plays last year. That's true. So then it's been 3. Man, Kellen Moore has traveled, dude. It was Chargers, and then it was Cowboys, and then Chargers, and then Eagles. 3 straight years. But you're right. No, Brian Johnson was
Yeah, so it was Brian Johnson, Kellen Moore, and it's a new guy.
Yeah, Kevin Patullo, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, no. So they've had 3 since Steichen. That's crazy. Maybe, I don't know. They won a Super Bowl, so I'm not going to say that. So, Max says he's a Vikings fan. Believe that the McCarthy stats throughout the 26th season, starts throughout the 26th season, and he's very underrated. Not every QB pops in the first 7 games. I mean, I wouldn't call what he's been doing a pop, but you are a Vikings fan. You technically would probably know more about it than we would. I think you're probably right that he starts. I wouldn't agree that he's underrated, but that's just my opinion. I do think you're right, though, that he probably starts.
I don't know. I mean, we just said in our last video last week that he's not.
I mean, I like you said, who are they going to go get? Like, I think there's a solid chance he starts there next year. But, I mean, the Vikings clearly don't like him. I don't think the team looks like they like him. So.
I feel like we're changing our mind every week.
Yes, max points for is different than points for. Max points for takes into account all of your players in your roster. Points for is just the players you start, which, again, doesn't matter. If you're not starting your good players, you could technically rig it. So, max points for. Yeah, you can see it in, like, the advanced. Yeah, if you go to your standings and go to, like, more or something on the Sleeper app, you can see the max points for. So. Yeah, I think it is only on mobile. That's correct. You have to do it on mobile. That's right. Who else do you guys want to talk about real quick for rankings and stuff? Any other players you want us to touch on? I'm trying to think who else had decent last couple weeks that we haven't talked about. Ryan Flournoy. I mean, 26 points, 13 targets. Good old Flournoy. Tony Pollard had a good game. Wow. Cleveland. Again, that's pretty good. Blake Corum had a good game. His second straight game with 80 or more yards and a touchdown. Pretty impressive. Jalen Wright had a touchdown.
Jalen Wright had like 16 carries because HN went down.
I've seen a couple Devin Neals. We'll talk about Devin Neal real quick.
Oh, that was
We do need to talk about Devin
Neal. That was the other guy that I forgot to talk about.
So, bad situation for Devin Neal. The efficiency is not good. The carries are good. Mm-hmm. And he got a touchdown, so he scored 15 points. I don't think we've seen anything game-changing from this guy yet. No. And I like Devin Neal. Devin Neal was my guy. And so I like him. I believe in him. I think a lot of why his efficiency is bad is because of his situation. It sucks because in the game where he had 7 carries, he had 7 targets. In the game where he had 19 carries, he had 1 target. So we haven't seen both of those consistently. Because if he's getting 19 carries and 5 targets, like we'd be having a real discussion here. But I do think he has a chance of being the starting running back there next year. I really do.
Crazy thing is he's flexible.
He is
for
flexible.
Contenders in Dynasty.
And again, at the point where he has a chance to be a starter, I think that does make him probably a buy in Dynasty. Because I mean, in terms of where he's ranked, I mean, woof. He is extremely low, but I think you got to have him in the 40s right now. I mean, because again, I think that he is probably going to, I think he has a chance of being a rotational player, if not a starter there next year. And so I think he's a good shot to take. I don't know if his value has risen that much from a market value standpoint, but I think he's a very good shot to take. So I agree with you guys on that. Oh, I watched him at Kansas. I watched him for 2 years. I wanted him to come out in 24, and then he didn't. And so I was like, dang, because he was my guy in 24. So then he came back out in 25. But the running back class was way better, and so he kind of got pushed down my rankings. But Travis Etienne needs some respect. See but here's the thing: you could sell. So Devin Neal for me is an easy sell. But what are you selling him for? I don't think you're getting anything for him. I think he's a throw-in in deals. I don't think he has any real value, which is why I think he's worth a shot. Because he's free. He's free and he could be a starter. And I do think he's better than Kendre Miller. I will disagree with you on that. I do think he's better than Kendre Miller. He was just a rookie, but I think he's got much more upside. He just turned 22. He's worth Ollie Gordon, Isaiah Likely. He's free in Dynasty. So again, what are you going to sell Devin Neal for? Braylon Allen? A third? You have a guy that has even a remote chance of being a starter versus selling him for something that's pretty much worthless. I would just keep the guy on your team that could be a running back starter. These are the types of guys you roster in your Dynasty team, and when they hit, then you sell them. If he starts next year, then I'm good selling him. I don't think he's a long-term starter, but I don't think the time to sell him is now. I think it would be later when he actually does start, if that makes sense. That's my 2 cents.
I think it's your 3 cents.
It might have been 3 cents. Yeah, so, okay, what ETN, the problem with ETN is he's been so inconsistent over the last 3 years, including this year. 20 carries, 74 yards, 3.7 yards per carry. He was 2.3 yards per carry. He's only gone over 4 yards per carry 1 time since week 9, and it was in week 12 against Arizona. A bad defense. He did have 2 touchdowns. He had 21 points. He had one target. I don't see anything. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even trying to push back on you guys. I'm not even trying to push back because I think Travis Etienne, I mean, I have him ranked in Dynasty as like 16 through 22 tier. Like I have him ranked pretty respectably in my opinion. And he's a running back 10. He's been good. There's nothing from an on-field performance perspective that I'm seeing from Travis Etienne that makes me think, oh my gosh, he's so underrated. He's not getting a high like he's gotten 12 targets total in the past 5 weeks. He's averaging 3.5 yards per carry on average. And his boom weeks are the ones where he, scores a touchdown. In the games where he hasn't scored a touchdown this year, he's had 5 points, 16 points, 6 points, 9 points, 8 points, and 18 points in week 1. So we got 143 yards. So again, just a little bit more hit or miss, but the thing with Travis is like we saw him do this a couple of years ago where he was a top 5 running back, and it was because he scored so many freaking touchdowns. So what about Michael Pittman? Do the Colts keep him? I mean, at this point, I don't know what the Colts are going to do. I have no clue. I think Pitty is a fine value in Dynasty. He's not somebody I'm like telling people to go out of their way and trade for right now. But I'm also not going out of my way to tell people to trade Pittman away. I think he's probably just a hold for me. Like, I just feel his price is probably warranted. He's going around the 9th round in Dynasty startups right now. I think that's probably where he should be going. So, what kind of plus would you add to Harvey to get Saquon? A late first? Maybe? Yeah, I'd give a late first. A late first and Harvey for Saquon. I would do that. So value equivalent guys to a late first, like 6th or 7th round startup picks. So you're looking at probably 7th or 8th round startup picks. So yeah, Trevor's been all right. He's been all right. I think he's a safe Dynasty asset that just doesn't score a lot of points. He's in that dead zone for me. I got Jefferson for T in a late first. How did I do? I love that trade. Rico Dowdle, I just don't know what it's going to look like for the future for him. I mean, what was I'm not going to lie, I forgot to look at the split analytics. 42% of snap share for him, but 18 carries. Chuba had 17, 59%. I mean, like, again, this is Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, except Chuba got the touchdown.
Well, yeah, that was before the bye.
That's right.
So, yeah, nothing has really changed since that game. So we'll see this week after the bye.
That's right, because we only have a game and a half sample size of them, technically splitting again. So we'll see. It's hard to say with those.
Yeah, I have them ranked right by each other right now.
When is the Dynasty Cornerstone vid? I think that's going to be January, right?
Yeah, probably closer to the new year. Might be the week heading into the new year or the week of the new year. We usually
do that to start the year, so then it's like as you're building your team through the offseason, you can kind of hear the guys to build around. So
I think you guys will like it this year. It's going to be a little...
we're changing it.
We're changing it a lot. Time to shake up how people think about cornerstones.
Drop a like if you have. We're at 90. If you haven't dropped a like, if we get to 150, we'll give away a blueprint. We are going to do some team reviews tonight. And so if you would like to get your team reviewed, you can do that. There are a couple ways, but the best way to do it, if you do become a member on the site, you're going to get all the tools that you need, literally everything you need for Dynasty. So if you play Dynasty, this is your one-stop shop solution to get all of our tools. You get our rankings, a trade calculator, draft guides. You get all the tools for Dynasty. But the difference with us is you're going to get one-on-one advice as well. So we're going to look at your team, give you specific, league-specific, team-specific advice for you. We can do it on the live stream tonight. You'll get an infinite blueprint every week during the season, every month in the off-season, and you'll be able to join the Discord. So again, you get the combination of the tools and the one-on-one advice that we try to provide for every single one of our customers. And so if you'd like to come join, we can do a live blueprint for you on the stream tonight. I'll drop the link in the chat. I'll pin it up top. But again, we do have some openings for tonight. We'll do as many as you guys want. I think we have 2 in the queue right now, so a really short queue, 3 in the queue. So if you do want to jump in, not a long wait time tonight. And again, any new members will take priority for sure. And yeah, there's the link and you can join down there. So make sure you use code domain when you sign up. It's the annual Motherflocker tier that gets you the free blueprint and gets you all the tools. Rookie draft. We're working on our rookie draft guide right now. You guys are going to love it. I promise you're going to love it. It is legitimately so freaking sweet. It's so sweet. And I think you're going to like how we lay it out this year. We're making it like more, I think giving you more information you actually are going to use. So, if I already signed up for the flock, can I still use domain since I can't use the code? Are you an active member, Skylar? Let me know. If you're not a member, we can probably change the code for you. So if you are a member though, you'd have to message me on Discord and I can help you out with that. Para likewise says, you guys helped me build a monster. Last year missing the playoffs. sitting with Allen, Neighbors, Puka, Jefferson, McBride, and 7 first for 26-27. You have fun, man. Enjoy the ride because you're about to go into an offseason where you have as much flexibility as possible, and you have a ton of cornerstones there. That's great, man. I'm happy for you. It should be a lot of fun. Are we going to like this class is the real question. And part of it you'll like.
Yeah, you'll like some of it, you'll hate.
And again, like the nice thing about this class,
well.
the one like bright side about this class is it's a class where you can actually like have your my guys and call your shots because there's not going to be a lot of clear guys in the late first, in my opinion. The beginning of this class you'll love. The late first of this class, nah, I don't think you're going to love it. I don't love it.
Yeah, this class kind of reminds me of
Daryl's first time.
The high-end star power of 2023 paired with the lack of depth of 2022. So it's not, it's not anything super special, but the guys up top absolutely can be.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have guys that go lower too that always end up being really, really great too. But you don't have the depth like you did in 2025. Like I remember last year, our big focus was like telling everybody to buy seconds and stuff because they were going to be very valuable because of the guys that were going to be available there. And that ended up reigning true. And you're just not going to see that talent upside analytically in those ranges this year.
So a lot of people
the high
have said
upside guys at the beginning will be great.
A lot of people have said this. People are basically saying, "Oh, this is the case with every class where the early first is great and the late first isn't as good."
That's not always.
That's actually not true at all.
I mean, 2025 again was a perfect example.
I can send you our video we released last year specifically about late first and seconds and how much we were buying those picks. Yeah. And this year, I'm telling you the exact opposite. We're treating these classes very differently because they're very different classes. And this class it's just not as deep as last year's. I think the top is just as good, but I think the bottom is not. I think the second this year is terrible. So no, I mean, like last year is completely different than this year's class, and we have addressed it very differently in our videos too. But you just hear us talk about it for 4 months, and you're like, oh, they really liked that. Oh, they like all these classes.
But again,
it's just our job to talk about it, so we have to.
I mean, regardless of the strengths, weaknesses of a class, rookie picks are like clockwork, where their value does the same thing every single year. So like at certain points of time, so like, 9 months ago when 26 firsts were severely undervalued, we were like, hey, you need to buy them. And then once we get to the range of like January through, when the draft happens, as those picks increase in value, some of them we're going to tell you to start moving because they will have reached maturity.
And again,
and
late first this
like
year.
That. So
I mean, we're early on it this year.
We'll see what happens.
January is going to be I'm saying bye-bye to my late first. I have already moved most of them.
I moved actually on a contending team, live league. I moved Burden in my late first for Jacobs in an early second.
Oh, dang.
So yeah, I feel really good about it.
I don't mind that for the rebuild reload. I really like that trade for the rebuild reload in a normal draft year, but this year I just don't like the late
I like
first.
it more for the contender because
I probably do too.
I got a really nice upgrade. Like I was flexing Burden every single week because I don't have any depth there, and Jacobs literally got me the buy.
Yeah.
He got me the first round buy.
So. A couple good success stories. Dev says, you are the reason my reload in one league looks promising for next season. Got Achan, Ginty, Neighbors, Tech, Garrett, T, the 101, 102, and 103. You're gonna be in really good shape. That's like
good for you.
That's a ton of cornerstones, man. That's awesome, dude. Lambo says, thanks for the help with my one team. First place and locked in another max points 4 win. Back-to-back years might be the back-to-back champion, hopefully. Yeah, your team was really close. It was just a matter of like getting those high upside like guys to start every week, the production guys. So I'm not surprised. I think you're probably gonna win that league. That's just my prediction, but I liked that team. But the mathematical term is cyclical there, Nathan. That's from Kyle. So I don't know what you said, but cyclical was your term.
Talking about the value of rookie picks. Yeah.
I said cyclical cycle in one of our videos one time.
Nice.
Do you think the perspectives on this class might change after the Senior Bowl, Combine, Draft Capital, etc.? Here's the thing. Like, this is really important to understand about this class and just important to understand about Dynasty players as a whole. Yes, the perspective is going to change if you're looking at it through the lens of what does the Dynasty community think about it? People are going to get hyped about their guys after the Senior Bowl. People are going to get hyped about guys after the Combine. And naturally, you talk and we get so bored and we talk and we hype up players so much that the value of these picks really goes up. You have to see through that and realize that analytically, I'm telling you right now, even though there's going to be loads of hype, and it's why picks always gain value. This class, the late first and the second round of this class is just weaker. There's no way around it. It will be weaker no matter what. The level of prospect, regardless of their draft capital, regardless of their testing, is just weaker this year. Like the baseline, like their absolute baseline, no draft capital, no testing, it's weaker. They're just weaker prospects. And so, yes, the perspectives will change, but you should see through that. And we will make sure on our content to bring you the absolute truth and nothing but the truth. Because that's what's important. You got to kind of keep your head above the waves, right? You got to see through the Dynasty fog. Like there's going to be a lot of hype. Going to be a lot of hype. And there's going to be hype from us. We're going to have guys we really like, but we're not going to tell you to go trade into the late first.
We try to be realists. Honestly, like last year, we started feeling like last year was such a unique class where for whatever reason, people were big time downers on it. And it was a uniquely deep class.
It was like
uniquely
the deepest
deep
class
so
we've
like
covered
we started getting like obnoxiously hype about it for everybody, like for your guys' sake. And like just got to get used to that not being the habit every single year.
But you'll remember, I mean, this year already, we put out a video and said, we put out a video 2 weeks ago and said, move your late first. Like, so we've never done that. Like, I've never told anybody to trade a first before January before. I am totally good moving them this year. Because again, I know what the value of the late first is going to do this year. It's going to spike in January and it's going to go down as we learn more about this class. It really will.
Well,
it really will,
especially with players that go back
100%. Like, and that's a huge thing.
I think quarterback. That was my whole argument. Like with the whole Browns thing earlier. I'm telling you guys, for every awful team in the NFL right now that needs a quarterback, there's probably going to be no more than 2 that are actually like really good shots to take in the early first of the NFL draft this year, and every other team is going to be left without a guy. It's going to be disgusting. I literally think there's a good chance it's Fernando and nobody else. If Moore and Simpson go back, it's Fernando and that's it.
And I think they're going to be. I think Dante Moore and Mendoza are good picks this year, and I think Kenyon Sadiq's a good pick. My take said
Moore will be a good pick if he declares.
Yeah, no, I think he will. I think he will. And so like you have those 3 guys plus the 4 receivers plus the running back, like, you know. So it's not going to be terrible, but again, you get to the late, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I have to take. Now there's going to be guys there. Here's the thing. Casey Concepcion goes late first to the Bills. He's going to be going pretty high in Dynasty rookie drafts. We just got Casey Concepcion analytically though, is just not a good prospect. We just have to kind of see through that. So it's a class by class thing. There's no blanket answer for every class. This class is very unique and weak in a lot of ways that other classes haven't been weak, but also is underrated in ways that other classes haven't been underrated because the bottom of this class is really dragging the top down from a perspective.
And the top is so good.
And the top's great. I mean, it's Love so and Tate.
I think the top
Lemon.
is...
I think Lemon's a monster, dude.
Low-key, I think the top is just as good, if not better than last year. Because again, the depth was so good for those high-end guys that it was like hard to decide. And this year, you just know.
Yeah.
And you know exactly what they're going to do. Because, yeah, like Gency got... Genty level hype last year, Bijan level hype. And this year, like people are very pumped about Jeremiah Love.
I'm pumped about Love. I think he's a freaking monster. I think
again for Genty being the generational guy last year, like Love from a prospect perspective is right there. You can make an argument that he's better. You can make an argument that Genty's better. I don't really care, honestly. I just care that he's right there. And then after that, you've got all those receivers on those high-end receivers that look really solid. So
yeah, my take says Lemon's my 102. I mean, I could get there. With Tyson's injury stuff. I could get there with Lemon. Like I like him that much. I love the dude.
I like all 3 of them.
Lemon is by far my favorite out of the 3 of them. Like I'm in love. What can I say? I don't care who knows it. Accidentally in love.
You just did an Elf.
I know, I did it on purpose.
Well, there you go. That's. I thought you hated that movie. You do.
Kyle says, if I wanted to research on my own, what would you recommend good resources? If I watch you guys, but I want to make my own decisions too. I mean, you can use like you have access to the bakery, right, Kyle? Like the bakery's on the site. Like go look at the analytics of these guys. I would say go find a good analytical. Go to PFF. Look at their raw stats. Look at their efficiency stats, and then go watch your film. Like you'll find plenty of film on these guys. That's what we do. I mean, it's analytics and film is basically how you evaluate prospects, and then it's fit once you have them drafted. And so, I love Lemons. What is the SpongeBob quote from that? Is that what it is? Is it I Love Lemons? Lemons SpongeBob quote. I can't remember what it is. Oh, evil. Every villain is lemons. That's what evil stands for. Yes. This class is evil. That's freaking funny. John says Flock is a good source of what not to do. You better be careful. He might be here. He might be here. Mason doesn't really do, he doesn't do a ton of Dynasty content in the offseason. So, I used to watch
mainly just does rankings now.
Yeah, he does.
That's about it.
I got so much crap for drafting Burden over Ibuka and Golden, but look at me now. Well, I mean, one of them looks really good. The other one doesn't, but it's still not bad. I mean, Burden is looking good, by the way. I think Burden looks really good. So, whatever wide receiver gets drafted to the Cowboys, if they take one or replace Pickens, is my 102. I swear to you, if Mekhi Lemon goes to the Cowboys, I will do inappropriate things on the show. I promise you I will. The other thing is, I'm starting to, I don't know. I think
Starting to what?
Well, I'm starting to soften my take a little bit on Fernando being fantasy relevant. I think he maybe could. Will you answer, Rashaf?
Oh, you didn't think he couldn't be?
Well, I just don't think he's a dynamite fantasy asset in terms of scoring points.
No, I mean,
but I do think he's a little bit more mobile
ceiling
than people give him credit for. Like, he can use his legs to extend plays, and I think that will show up like similar to like a Herbert Mahomes type deal in terms of mobility. So, Joey says, a dual QB build that's trying to reload. What does a down tier off of Burrow Lamar look like? They just can't seem to find the right deal. Yeah, we like going like the Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy type range there. You know, I'm trying to think of somebody else in that range. Potentially Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, but he's been kind of rough this year. You could do a shorter down tier and go to like Caleb Williams, Bo Nix. It's just a matter of making sure if you're trying to reload, making sure you get upside wide receivers is really the main thing of the deal. So trying to find the best deal with the best wide receiver to get back. That's probably what I'd be looking for there. Mendoza is mobile Goff. Oh, that makes me so happy. And Goff, I mean, here's the thing. Mendoza is like his production Dynasty will be very, very situationally dependent. If he goes to the Raiders, I'm not sure how productive he'll be at all. But if the PFF mock draft that I saw today and the Rams trade up for Mendoza and he ends up there, Mendoza will be fantasy productive. Trust me, he will be very fantasy productive. But if you put Mendoza in a Lions, in a Rams, again, it's obviously a lot to ask. But if you put him in a situation with the weapons like that, he would be a Goff level producer in fantasy. He'd be a low end quarterback one.
Yeah, I mean he reminds me of like some people don't like this comp. I really like it because, I mean, your best. He reminds me of Prime Kirk Cousins. Prime Kirk Cousins was a mid QB1.
Well, it's funny, his personality-wise, he's the closest thing to Kirk Cousins I think we've had in the draft in a while. They legitimately have very similar personalities.
Yeah. But, I mean, you remember those years in Washington where he kept getting tagged and tagged and tagged?
Oh, yeah.
He was really productive.
Yeah, he was super. And again, in Minnesota. And
then he had that year in Minnesota as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Vincent says the Cowboys ain't losing Pickens. I hope you're right, man, because I think for Dynasty players, like that would be best case scenario for Pickens if he stayed with the Cowboys. All right, let's jump over and do some team reviews now. Again, I'll keep answering you guys' questions as much as I can. You can also submit trade questions, super chats, and stuff on the site. And of course, if you have questions about your team, we can take a look at your team tonight. We have a shorter queue. I think we've got 3 in the queue. Let's jump over here. Do it. All right, Tyler Johnson, aka the guy that Nathan spent all of his fab on in the Flock League for. We do have a start sit here real quick. Let's do that for Kobe. 2 running backs here. We're starting this week at the playoffs. Everybody's available this week.
Log me out. Gosh dang.
I would go Hampton here. And then I'd... Who's your second guy here, Nate?
At running back, I would go probably... Harvey's coming off 2 20-plus point games. He does have a tough matchup this week. It's between him and Tracy for me.
I would say probably Harvey. I think you start the guy that's getting
Harvey's playing Green Bay.
I know, dude.
So I'm a little bit worried about that. You've got Tracy going up against Washington.
Yeah, okay, that's true. But he's just not. I wouldn't start Tracy because he's been splitting snaps.
Yeah, but he's not touchdown dependent. He's had 17 and 16 points against Green Bay and Detroit with no touchdowns. He hasn't scored any
Yeah, but
touchdowns.
that was really before they started giving Singletary the snaps. It's been the last week and a half. I mean, well, before the bye week, but
yeah,
like that New England game was really bad for his usage. I don't think I would come out and start him after the bye week.
Yeah, that was a bad game script for him though, because they got walloped.
I would say probably.
So-
I would say the safe bet is Harvey, but then your flex, I think you're gonna go. Oh,
I
Michael
don't
Wilson.
think either of them are safe.
Michael Wilson's your flex. It's not even relatively debatable. There you go, Kobe. All right, Tyler. Let's do
If
this
Marv
one.
plays, it is a little debatable. But assuming that Marv doesn't play, he's a must start. So, all right, we got Tyler Johnson here. Says inherited this team midway through the season. Appreciate the help. Team is Let's look at your record here. You are towards the bottom, 1-13. Okay, so a little rough here, but can definitely work with it. Joe Burrow and Kyler Murray at QB. This is a 12-team Superflex PPR tight end premium. That'll be like a 5. Shador, who's ironically relevant now. Tootin, Spears, etc. is a 1 at running back. Downs, Ayuk. This is another 1 at wide receiver, and then Arroyo's a 1 at tight end. This is a hard rebuild, contend. You do have an extra first in 2026, which is great, but this rebuild is going to take some time. So let's make sure we're patient first and foremost, because you just really need to focus on making as many moves as you can to build small value wins. You don't have the value necessarily to afford to make a bunch of blockbuster trades aside from like a Joe Burrow move, but a lot of this is going to be patience. You got too much. You've got his rookie pick. He's 13-1 in the league right now, so that's going to be a late first. We'll just add this in the comments, but probably not going to want to hold that first all the way through May. You're probably going to want to start shopping that in the early off season for like a younger guy, that like a Cam Scatterboot, for example, or a Luther Burden plus something, or that's kind of an example or an idea there. So let's start with the Joe Burrow move. We're going to down tier from him.
You got to hold Murray and Sanders here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so you do that. You down tier from Burrow.
We'll be moving Christian Watson. We'll be pivoting off of Watson. That'll be our second move. And then our third move, I'm basically just going to take a good bit of, I generally would be depth, but these guys are finding your lineup right now. Downs, Dobbs, Tyjae Spears, etc. Those types of guys just have cap value ceilings, especially Downs and Dobbs. I honestly would take those two guys that are
Open the 12-team form,
better than serviceable assets, and I would try to up tier to like real upside shots.
Yeah, this team is worse. They have no draft capital. This team is worse.
Yep.
Like he at least has.
Oh, you should have seen this team that I did today.
Yeah, we see worse than this, guys. This is not the worst team we've seen by I don't think any stretch of the imagination. He at least has like Burrow, like that's something. It's bad though. It's a rebuild.
When we are down tiering from Burrow, probably going down to the. Honestly, I'm not against like the Jordan Love range.
I think you have to go that low. Like you have to, because you got to get like upside shots. I give you like Luther Burden as a target here. I do think if you package together some like of your depth wide receivers,
I would target 27 first at this point. Now we are close enough.
You can get one maybe in the Joe Burrow deal.
Yeah.
If you could get any type of first for Shedeur Sanders at any point, you sell him at that point, and if not, then you probably have to hold. But I would shop Sanders and see what you can get. You kind of play the market with a guy who's kind of at the top of his game.
Yeah.
I'd say Chris Rodriguez. You could maybe, if you can sell him, it has the trade deadline passed in this one. Do we know?
Brian Thomas is a good guy to target as well.
Has the trade deadline passed in this one?
Has not been stated.
I mean, if you can still trade Chris Rodriguez, I would do it now because he still has some value. He's a little bit of contending value, a little bit of flex upside value. This is a 12-team league, so. And then where's that other first at?
I already told him to move it.
Is it late?
It'll be late. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we're moving that.
13-1 team.
We're moving that. Guys like, again, when they flash, if you're trading right now, guys like Mechie, trade him when he flashes. He already flashed, obviously, so you're probably a little bit late on that one. Did you give him an Ayuk and Downs trade, or are you gonna hold Ayuk because he's an upside shot?
I'm gonna hold Ayuk until he signs somewhere.
We're gonna take Downs plus and up, and
Downs and Dobbs and Spears is
that's
up
what
to.
That's what I kind of figured. We just go up and get somebody there.
Get an upside shot.
Dunny says, my team is worse than this. I believe it. We have worse teams. Nathan and I have some pretty bad teams. They're not as bad as this, but they're bad. Our co-owned teams are terrible.
Yeah.
If the Colts cut Pitti to save $22 million, Downs will absolutely go up and be the best wide receiver in the team at that point. I don't think Downs is that type of guy, but I think he's great. I love Josh Downs.
If you can move Brissett for anything relevant, capitalize.
I think Warren would out-target. Here's the thing. They're not letting Michael Pittman walk and not bringing anybody to replace him. That's the thing. I don't think he's going to.
And then, yeah, hold Tootin until we see what happens to Travis Etienne in the offseason.
Yeah. But again, like, you know, the drill with this type of team is you have to make as many moves as possible. As soon as you have the opportunity to sell somebody for anything worth it, especially with a team where you have, like, all of your wide receivers are ranked 40 and below, you have to do it. You have to play the market as much as possible. You have to get small value wins. You have to package these guys. You've got 20 wide receivers on this team. Package 3 of them at a time and go get somebody, like, even semi-relevant. That's really what it is with this team. It's gonna be literally down and dirty on this team. You're gonna get infinite blueprint on this team, so you'll have new move ideas. But like, yeah, you're gonna have to be wheeling and dealing with this team. So. Yeah, that's the other thing. Did you mention the 101 as a possible trade target? Or sorry, trade candidate?
What about moving it?
On this team, I'd probably down tier from the 101. Yeah. I'd probably go to the 104.
Well, if it's based on
get a ton on top.
If it's based on record, then I would definitely look into that for sure.
Yeah, but his points for are lowest in the league by far. So he would have the 101 either way.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I would say down tier from the 101 is a very good move on this team. Who said that? Somebody said that in the comments. Thank you. Yeah, it was Ricky. Shout out Ricky. For this type of team, should load up on 27 seconds. Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you can get them at throw-ins, I 100% agree with it on a team like this. Yes, for sure. What's up, Chris? So yeah, Tyler, if you have any questions, I didn't see you in the comments, but if you have any questions, just say hey, and we can help you. Again, you'll get Infinite for this one. We'll send you the sign-up sheet. It's included with your membership, but any trade questions you have, make sure you drop in the Discord. That way you're kind of always ensuring that you're getting value wins as you make these trades. But we appreciate you, man. If you have any questions, do let us know. Sataviani is going to be up next. Sotaviani.
Nice job.
Obsidiac, we've got you, and Plunk, we've got you. And again, we've got some spots open. We've only got 4 in the queue right now, so a short queue. If you guys want to get your team looked at, we can kind of go through and do this for your team. Again, the annual Motherflocker tier code domain, that first button in the bit.ly. If you sign up code domain and you do become a member, we can do it for free. You get a free blueprint included, and you get infinite blueprints, so you're going to get an update every month. Perfect for teams like the ones we just saw. But let's keep it moving here. Sotaviani here. I'm Brockhard. Is this a Superflex team? They haven't fixed that yet, have they?
It's a 1 QB.
1 QB, 12 team, start 9 PPR, non-tight end premium. Just looking for some guidance on how I can improve my roster to make it a contender. I know my weakest position is running back. There are only possible moves I should make for that position. Are there any? Yeah, okay. Also, note the 26th first-round pick I own this year will most likely be 8 to 12. Let's take a look at I'm Brock Hard, number 4 here. You're 6 and 8, so you're kind of a middle of the pack team here. We're going to start by grading this out. Again, this is a 1 QB. It is a 12 team. You have Caleb and Justin Herbert. That's like a 6, maybe a 7. Shut up, everybody. Quinshawn Judkins, Trey Benson, Tootin.
3.
Yeah, you got to give it like a 3. Tet, Rome, Hunter, Samuel, 5, 6, 5. And then Bowers is 10 here.
Yep.
Not bad. You have a first round pick that's Obijan. Yeah, he's 8 and 6. You mentioned 8 to 12. I agree. He'll make it to the second round of playoffs. Probably. You have 2 27 first, which I like, even though one of them is that guy's as well. And so, well, I forgot to ask. I forgot to. Oh, Obsidiac, I see you. I forgot to ask if Sotiavani is here. If you are, say hey. I don't get it. What's the Sotavi? What's the? I don't know. I don't get it.
Probably envisioning this as a 1-year reload.
This is a 1-year reload in my opinion.
This is, it's a shallower format. It's only a start 7 leagues, so there's always a chance that you hit on your upside shots and they all just ball out and you do really well. But
all right, so here we have a perfect use case for the Brock Bowers shouldn't be on this team rule.
Yeah.
Who is in his flex spot, Nathan?
Travis Hunter. And RB2 is Trey Benson or Tootin.
So like we are to the point where like our running back 2/flex 2s are not scoring any points. we can get, somebody in our tight end spot that's scoring at least like 13 points per game. It's not Bowers 15.
You could just hold Fannin.
But get a way bigger upgrade at running back 2 that's going to more than offset the difference. It will actually increase the total points per game of your team on a week-to-week basis. This is a perfect example of a team where it's like with Bowers, you're probably wanting to move him for an elite running back or wide receiver, and that's going to be my first move on this team pretty easily. My take says I think wide receiver is better than a 5. I was between a 5 and a 6.
I would move one of Herbert or Caleb as well. You don't need both of them.
Yeah, I would
just get a cheaper QB too.
I'd probably say 6. Yeah. Dutch Blood says, what if I have an account already? As long as you use code domain, once you sign up, you're going to get the free blueprint. No problem.
Then our third move, Tootin and Benson, you're kind of stuck with. Krosky Merritt, that ship has essentially sailed. There are a couple of guys in the value range of Odunze that make me a little more comfortable heading into the offseason. I don't think it's a guarantee. I think it's less, actually, by far less than a guarantee. I don't know what Rome's value is going to do in the offseason. I would anticipate that it continues to dip a little bit, and I think there are other guys that are going to do a better job at maintaining, like Garrett Wilson. So I'll just have you pivot from Rome to like a Garrett Wilson instead, who I feel a little more comfortable with. I will give you a running back option for Brock Bowers if you do move Bowers for a running back or a wide receiver. Hampton, I think, is a great guy to go for at the moment. Hampton looks so good every time he touches the ball. Another pivot idea, it would be Judkins as well. I feel better about Bucky long term than I do Judkins, who's just, again, Bucky's just in a better situation. There is a good amount of commitment there, I think, long term that Tampa has to a guy like Bucky who really elevates their offense. It's very noticeable when he's not a part of that offense. So even with the day 3 draft capital, which is not as good as a guy like Judkins, at this point, Bucky has shown enough to really solidify his status, I think, for the foreseeable future. So Hampton and Bucky will be your 2 running back targets. Garrett Wilson, that guy, if you're going to move Rome, pivot off of Rome. Between Caleb and Herbert, move whichever one is more valuable. Right now, it's Herbert. If you get better return for Caleb Williams, that's totally fine. But like a Chris Olave is a pretty decent target. He's kind of in that value range. You have Travis Hunter. That would have been a target for you as well. It's a pretty good one. Jalen Waddle's a little cheaper. Jamo's another guy that you could go for. Cam Scattaboo, I also really like if you're going to go for a running back there. You have a decent amount of upside shots at wide receiver already. And again, in a shallow format, like a start 7, you have a little more flexibility to invest in other positions if you want to. Because again, long term, you're really only worried about the guys in your starting lineup once you do get to a point where you're contending, and you do want to maximize every single spot. So Bowers, running back, wide receiver, Herbert, Caleb Williams, other position, Rome and Quinshawn pivot, Hampton, Bucky, Garrett Wilson, and Chris Olave will be some ideas for you here. As far as your picks are concerned, the Obijan one, again, it's not your own. You can feel free to shop that in the off season since it's expected to be late.
John says he would take Wicks and Phil Moffa and up to Bijan. There you go. There you go. That's doable.
Yep, there you go.
Sure.
Just take any of your depth, use it to up tier, but I would plan to hold Tootin until we know what's going on with ETN in the offseason.
Who were his targets?
Hampton, Bucky, Garrett Wilson, and Olave.
Sweet.
Any questions on this, man?
Yeah, I didn't see you in the comments. So if you're watching this on demand, you can, of course, message us anytime. We're on the Discord. You will be happy to answer your questions, your follow-ups. Give them a free trade question for me, Scotty, if you would. Appreciate you here. If you need anything after this, do please let us know. We're happy to help you kind of walk through this process. But yeah, 1 year reload, and we'll see what kind of happens after this year. Racing Boy, if you're here in the chat, say hey.
Hey.
Jared, what's up, buddy? Got a trade question here. Dynasty, it says 1 QB. Let us know if it's a super flex or 1 QB. I saw you in the chat. 12 team start 9 PPR. Oh gosh. Hold. Unless it's even if it's the 101, I'm probably just holding.
Shavat.
Yeah, just hold. I don't care if it's a 1 QB. You're just holding that, Jared. We're not going to sell him right now.
Starting to get a little bit louder with Jefferson.
Bryce says, do you try and use Brock to get J-Love from Notre Dame at draft time is the question. If you can do that, absolutely, yeah. I mean, if it's doable, yes, 100%. Same, I mean, again, same type of deal there. Any elite running back or wide receiver you can use Bowers for. I'm doing it. What's up, Racing Boy? Good to see you. He's here in the comments. So
I can't figure out if we're like...
Yeah, hold there, Jared, for sure. Hold.
Well, I have figured out, but
what?
I've got like this little like demon and angel on my shoulder that are like, are you just late to the party with Jefferson with how loud it's getting, or are you going to be the one that's pushing back and screaming all off season?
Yeah.
To go get Jefferson at a big discount because it's Jefferson.
Yeah, Jared, I would hold my friend.
Is pretty clear
for sure. Appreciate you. How much do you have to add to Odunze to get Jefferson right now? I mean, honestly, you could probably do it for a first.
Not as much as
probably do a mid first, I think,
used to be.
Which is crazy. I'm doing that in a heartbeat. I don't know, but you should find out. That's a great question to ask.
I think that's the type of move for Jefferson that we're probably going to recommend for a lot of teams in the offseason is, look, if you don't want to pivot from one of those cornerstone guys to Jefferson, that's fine. Like, if you don't want to move Amon-Ra for Jefferson, fine. I'm not going to fight it. If you don't want to move Neighbors for Jefferson, that's fine. I'm not going to fight it. But for any guy that's just as, not even just as risky, much more risky, far from guaranteed, for a guy like Jefferson, when you have to pay a premium that was a fraction of what it would have been, 9 months ago, like that's the type of move that we want to make, where you're jumping up multiple tiers to get a guy that's as insulated and safe as Jefferson is. Yeah, Phone Dork. Go to your Flock account page and click on your profile picture and click link Discord. That button should work. If that's the button you've already tried, let me know. If it is, then well, if you can't join the Discord, I'll try to send you a new link if you can't. You won't get JJ with Rome unless you pay it first. Agree. That's why I said mid first. People aren't dumb. Correction. People are definitely dumb. You would be very surprised, man. People are dumb. I think that's kind of the thing is like, people assume every league is super sharp if they play in a sharp league, and it's not. People are dumb. Trust me. All right. Let's do this, Racing Boys. Started in week 7. Okay, so this is a new one. Superflex or 1QB? Superflex, 10-team start 12 is a D for 10-team. It's a half PPR, is a full point tight end premium. Give you are elite value.
Oh my goodness.
Alan May Daniels is a 50. Stuart Sanders as well. There you go. MVP. Jameer Gibbs, Jency, Bucky, Henderson. I'll go ahead and give you a 10 there. And then you got London, Ibuka, Pickens, Marv, Hunter, which is like an 8. And then Tyler Warren and Gadsden, which is probably a 9. This is an elite value without a question. Got some pretty incredible depth here as well.
Yeah, this is how did you do this?
Got a first
in
and second.
8 weeks? How did you do this? This is incredible.
What's his record here? 6-2.
Yeah, he's got.
Oh my gosh, this was a mid. Oh,
it's a mid-season start, dude.
That's what you meant when you said started week 7. Yeah, congratulations, bro. That's very impressive. Moves that we can make to get this team as good as it can.
All right. Well, I would take Warren and Gadsden and up here to McBride.
Trey McBride. That was.
I would probably. I want to get more productive wide receivers here.
Yep. So we'll take. I would pivot off of Ibuka. I would just pivot from Ibuka.
I would pivot off of one of Genty or Henderson as well.
I would pivot off of.
In fact, I would just trade one of the quarterbacks.
Probably Genty to Achan.
I would trade one of the quarterbacks for a wide receiver, and I would pivot off of Genty, and I would go get Achan.
Yeah, let's.
So then, you can trade one of the. You can try to go get one of JSN, Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua for like a Jaden Daniels type. And if you have to keep Daniels, maybe you trade one of Allen or May. I don't like that as much. I like holding Allen or May on this team.
If you can't move Daniels, shop May next.
Yeah, but then if you're moving May, you're getting JSN or Jamar Chase only. And that's it. So my first and second picks were Gibbs and London. How did you get the quarterbacks? Good gosh. B-Strain says, this guy must play with those stupid people Avery spoke about. Bingo. 7H John says he doesn't have the wide receivers to win. But, buddy, he's got the rest of the roster to win. He's 6-2. He's winning already.
We'll have him pivot from Ibuka and Gency. And then I'll just add in the comments, shop Marv and shop Henderson. Go get guys in the same value range as those that have higher production upside this season.
Yeah, JMP, this is actually a Superflex league. The thing reads wrong. This is a Superflex 10 team. Yeah. Racing Boy says he says he bought the review to show off. People do that. People do. May in the 3rd. Who are you playing with?
It's wild.
But he joined. He's a member. He's clearly a Dynasty addict. You got to get in a domain league next and see if you can do this in a domain league. I'll give you your flowers.
Yeah, I'll give you Rice as an option here. Trey McBride, and then we mentioned H-An. I will also throw in here if we're moving like a Jaden Daniels, probably go for like an Amon-Ra St. Brown. Honestly, ideally, I'd like to see you get multiple running backs in your flex spots here. You got Bucky in your flex right now, but the more the more running backs that we can flex down the stretch, the better. So I'll just give you 2 elite level running backs. You already have Gibbs. Having you target H-An, may as well go ahead and try to get Bijan. You have the value to do it. I'm not worried about it. But I'll add that in the comments. Don't make any moves that don't maximize your starting lineup upside.
Wow. I don't know how you did this, man. Traded for Genty. Traded for Mahomes, Henderson, flipped Mahomes, Kyron, and out for Allen and Genty. Pfft, how? That's not even... Allen is over Mahomes and Genty's over Kyron. How did you do that? Man, yeah. I think you're taking advantage of people, probably, and correctly so, by the way. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm saying that I think you're probably taking advantage of people who don't know what they're doing, and that's amazing. It's what you should do.
Yeah.
Win their money. Take those people's money. That's what you're supposed to do.
Take the monies.
Money is cool, baby. Your league mates are actually imbeciles. How do you trade Allen and Genty for Mahomes and Kyron? Yeah, trade Shador as a throw-in. Oh, you have Shador? Oh, yeah. Shador can be something to get a deal done here. I agree with you. Good. Shador's not touching the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Not now, not forever.
For sure.
Wow.
Beautiful team, man.
This is gorgeous here. All right. People are very mad about the Mahomes, Kyron for Genty Allen trade. I agree. I don't know how you get that done. But again, people say, let this be a lesson to every single person watching. We review a lot of teams in a lot of leagues like this. And so our content is not only for y'all who are playing in very good leagues, but is also for people like this who are playing in leagues with tacos.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of taco
We
leagues.
have to balance like the really, really casual leagues for like the really sharp leagues. And it just ends up in this middle ground where we have the sharp people saying, this doesn't ever happen. But oh my gosh, it does. Trust us.
Yep.
But yeah, Racing Boy, you have any questions, man? You have any questions? We appreciate you, dude.
I'm in a taco league.
Yeah, Nathan's in a taco league. He kills.
Taco leagues are fun.
Yeah. Taco leagues are great. B-Strain, here's the thing. They have to get good enough at Dynasty to figure out that he's just dominated them. Like, if you just have casuals, then you're never going to know. A lot of times, friend groups just play Dynasty, and they don't know that they're getting killed. Nathan is in a league now that's been active for how many years? And these guys just have no clue they're getting worked.
Yeah.
Do they even know what you do?
No.
They have no clue.
So sometimes those taco leagues can be tough to make trades, but the few trades that you can get done are so lopsided that it makes the lack of quantity of trades so worth it.
Yeah.
Because you
can get 2 or 3 dynamite trades done a year.
You would not believe like the inconsistencies. I mean, you'll try one day in a Superflex 12 team, somebody's just demanding that they pay no more than like a second for Jordan Love, and the next day they're paying like the 101 for Luther Burden. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane.
So it's wild.
Yeah, how many years? They're asking how many years did you say you've been in that league?
Like 6 years.
I think it's been 6 years because that was a league before Bromies.
So that taco league is actually what got me into Dynasty, and then that taco league I was doing my rookie drafts, and Simon and I used to go to the gym together, and I was making moves and doing my rookie draft, and I was like, dude, you gotta, like, this is addicting. I was like a weekend and I couldn't stop, and I was like, you gotta get in a league. Like, we need to start a league or something. And we did with the group, and then we got you in the Bromies one.
There's your origin story right there. That is legitimately the origin story.
So
legitimately the origin story.
Yeah.
My question is about London. Concerned with how injury prone he is in the quarterback situation here. Will you go back up to his team for me, Scotty? Good question. I like London a lot long term. I think he can transcend the quarterback situation in terms of what to do this year. You sorted. He's number 6 here. In terms of what to do with him this year, if you can pivot and get anything respectable, I think I'm fine with it because you need some production for the playoffs. That's a good question. We should have addressed that. You can do the same thing with Ibuka and Marv. Like, I'm cool exploring pivots for every single one of those guys and seeing what the best offers you can get are. Yeah, Turn Dog says can probably trade London for Rice in this league. I agree, and if you can do it, you do it. The Chiefs are playing for their lives at this point. I don't know what their playoff odds are now, but they can't be great. What's the deal?
The Colts are 8-5 and they're the 8 seed. And
the Colts are in the playoffs right now?
No, 8 seed is
out.
No, they're out.
Okay.
That's the point. They're
I was
out.
like, no way.
They're 8-5 and they're out, and the Chiefs are 6-7. Like the Chiefs
are
have
6-7?
Yeah. The Chiefs have to win out.
I thought they were 7-6.
The Chiefs have to win out and they need a lot of help. Like they're almost like out.
So they're going to be fighting for their lives. The Chiefs are good players to own for the playoffs.
Yep.
Mahomes and Rice, I mean, like, I'm praying they can carry me to a championship because they're going to be fighting for their lives.
Yep.
But I'm pretty sure they play the Chargers this weekend. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Any other questions, Racing Boy? We appreciate you, man. If you do have any other questions, you of course have access to the Discord and all that jazz. So Matty Glow, we got you as well, my friend. So our trade deadline just passed this week, unfortunately. Okay, well then I'm not actually worried about it. And those moves we gave you, I think we're still making every single one of those moves in the offseason. Yeah. And so, like, I would say just see what happens this year, and we'll make your team like dynamite for next year.
Chase Brown and London for Bijan and a 1 QB 12-team starts in PPR. I'm good with this. I call it fair. I do think you give the edge to Bijan for sure. And Chase Brown in a deal involving high caliber players like London and Bijan doesn't really make that much of a difference for me. So I'll call it fair. Go with Bijan here.
Somebody said we're the LeBrons. Who said that? Boink says we're the LeBrons of Dynasty. We're the LeBrons of Dynasty content. Maybe. I wouldn't even say that. There's a lot of good creators out there. But you can't say Dynasty because I'm being 100% real with you. This year was and I'll tell you why. This year was the worst year of Dynasty I've had. After last year was my best. Last year I was in championship in half of my leagues, and I reloaded 3 of those teams. I missed the playoffs, top 3 in points for in 2 of my Dynasty leagues this year, and I had 3 rebuilds. It's bad. It's bad, dude.
That was me last year, and this year
we flipped.
This year I'm popping off. So
Nathan's the LeBron of Dynasty this year, if anything. But even then, I wouldn't even say that. It's more just the process.
No, it's just timing.
It is just timing. And honestly, like the thing is, if I had my thing was like I tell people this, I was way better at actually playing Dynasty like before I started doing content because once the business took off, now I have no time.
Yeah.
The key to being a great Dynasty player is making as many trades with as much time as you can. And so we are far from the LeBrons of Dynasty. Just being honest with you.
We're like coaches. It's like a imagine like a coach.
And then there's Dylan, and Dylan will be the first person to give credit to anybody besides us. So Mason's the OG, but he also will go to bat for FSC over Domain, 10 times out of 10. So if you ask Dylan, I mean, we're probably the Chris Middletons of Dynasty. So,
Oh, rip.
Yeah, we're far from the LeBrons of Dynasty, but do appreciate it. We do appreciate it. Mm. I wish this year I was, but I'm just not. I just didn't have enough time to make up all the trades to get out of these reloads quickly. Luckily, most of them aren't hard rebuilds.
I felt pretty good about my trade quantity this year. I did not feel like that last year. Last year was really tough for some reason. There is one team that I have right now where I've been rebuilding for like 3 years, and I can't get people to trade for like the life of me. And the ones that I've gotten have been slam dunk moves. Like I traded Burrow for CD before Burrow got hurt. I traded like Waddle in a second for Rasheed before Rasheed got suspended.
And I also have 5 Malik neighbors.
So like it's really raised me up a ton. But really, you got
I haven't
gotten
killed by injuries. I have Hampton in a bunch of leagues. I had neighbors in a bunch of leagues. It's bad.
I haven't gotten any neighbors since he got hurt.
That's crazy. So I had so many, dude. And I had a lot of Pukas. Luckily, he stayed healthy. But
yeah,
I
live and die by Puka. I have so much Puka on my teams, and he'll never leave my team.
My take says, it's so funny how all of Nathan's terrible moves in the Flock League ended up being the highest IQ moves of the league. Drafting Judkins and trading the Hall for Puka was elite foresight.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to call it high IQ, that's totally fine.
He's fine with that.
I called it watching the world burn because I thought it was kind of fun at that point. And I really, truly, I'll be totally honest with you guys. In no world where I wasn't 3-5 would I ever have made that Puka trade at that moment. I literally did it because I wanted Puka on my team, and I was like, screw it. I'm not making the playoffs. My team is awful. And yeah, Jefferson and Derrick Henry did look awful, and I knew that there was a world where it could work out. I didn't think it would work out to the extent that it did because I didn't think Jefferson would be this bad. I thought Jefferson was going to continue to be like 15 points per game. Puka, for me winning that deal Puka's been, he's been fine outside of that 35-point game. He's been like a mid to low end wide receiver 1 since I traded.
But
for
here's
him.
the thing.
But it really where the deal was won was how awful Jefferson has been. It has been brutal.
Yeah, but you knew that was coming. That was why
I
you
did.
did it.
I was crapping my pants.
You
I was trying to
made the
avoid
right
Denny's, which I haven't yet.
No, I'll say this. Like
So we'll see what happens.
my problem with Nathan's like everybody freaking out was like people were legitimately like discrediting us for it. Where people,
I know Avery wanted to start a conservatorship for me.
People just should have waited. Remember, I was the only person in that video that said this is not the worst deal I've ever seen.
Yep.
I was the only one that semi-defended you because I knew there was a chance that those guys did nothing.
Yep.
And I also thought the whole Jefferson's a top 15 pick today was crap.
Yeah.
It was garbage. It was garbage. I recorded a clip. I have it.
Henry has also been totally fine.
Yeah,
Henry's been better than I thought he would.
back.
Jefferson has been worse than I thought he would be when I traded him, and Henry's been better than I thought he would be.
Yeah, 7H John, I'm sorry, this is my channel. We're drafting Lemon here. We will draft Lemon, and we will be here when Lemon is a baller next year. We will draft Lemon.
Limon.
We will be drafting him. How dare you?
Lima.
How
That's a lemon.
dare? Where's David Yo tonight? Where's David Yo? IU's not going to score a point against Ohio State. Oh.
This is a Dynasty 1 QB 12 team start 11. Is this really a 1 QB? Let us know, Chastain Jack. Jack. Jonathan Taylor and Jordan Love for Jalen Waddle and Jalen Hurts.
I'm taking.
I'm operating under the assumption this is a super flex because I don't trust the league settings and what they're telling us.
Well, you can probably tell by the. No, you can't.
No, you can. Well, no, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, this is a true 1 QB. If this is a true 1 QB, I'm taking JT all day.
Yeah, so don't make this trade. Don't make this trade.
Don't do this. Jalen Hurts will be Jordan Love next year at best. And then Jalen Waddle. Yeah.
Oh, he did say it's a 2 QB best ball.
Oh, okay.
That's weird.
Well, there we go. So
I think it's fair. I think it's a very fair trade. I'm good if you make it. Can we look at his team?
I'm good with the Hurts and Waddle side there.
Top one. No. It's probably the bottom one. He's probably Papa Chess.
I would recommend flipping Hurts though. Once you make that deal,
he's more of a reload here.
What's his record?
I don't know. What is your record? That's
he is. You could JT, be Jacobs and.
I mean, Genti's just not been productive.
Stafford's been balling.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I agree. It's fair. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
I think fair is where I'm going. All right.
Start grading on Obsidiac.
All right, Obsidiac. Say hey in the comments, buddy. We appreciate you a ton, man. Let us know that you're here. Here we go. RJ Harvey Weinstein. Wow, that's fun. Can I go back up for me? Have the 101 and 102 for certain. One other first this year, which will likely be mid-late. I'm happy with my tight end room. Won't be making any moves there. Do I stick and pick at the 101, 102, or both? Okay, perfect. Let's take a look. You're ranked 7th here. Yeah. Yep. 7th. Let's grade this out. Oh, yeah. What were the league settings? It says 1 QB. Let me know if that's a super flex, actually. 8 teams start 8 PPR. This is an 8-team league. So 1 QB or super flex. Ryan says, shout out Bush. Shout out Bush. Bush has been handling it well. Although Bush is acting like now he's happy that he missed the playoffs. Like that's fake. We all know that's not true. Come on. But I love Bush. I'll always love Bush. Super flex. Okay, perfect. So 8-team super flex, Jones, Stroud, and Penix. I'm going to give it like a 3. Henderson, Harvey, Benson. But I'm going to keep in mind there's an 8-team start 8, guys. That's going to be like a 4. Luther Burden, Jaden Higgins, Matthew Golden, Ricky Pearsall is going to be like a 3. And then Harold Finn and Dalton Kincaid is going to be like a 4. You've got 3 first this year. I would say probably with a 3 first, you don't have any 27s. Who are his other first? He said 101, 102, and then a mid. Yes, you are going to get some better play. I just don't know in an 8-team league, man. This is going to be tough. It's going to be really tough with Jones, Penix being hurt, Henderson and Harvey being question marks right now. Luther Burden, Jaden Higgins, Matthew Golden, Ricky Pearsall, Troy Frank, all question marks. I'm probably going to say hard rebuild in this. I think I'm going to say hard rebuild. This is a hard rebuild for an 8-team in my opinion. So I'm going to go rebuild contend for you here. Do you think Bush will give his speech when he's at Denny's? That would be epic if he did. If he ends up at Denny's, dude, that will be the best thing that ever happened to me. Oh, man. I'd rather have Omar Cooper out of Indiana than Lemon. Hey, I love Omar Cooper, so I'm with you there. But no, you got to take Lemon. All right, Obsidiac. Let's make some moves here, my friend. Yeah, we're going to package Matthew Golden and Ricky Pearsall, and we're just going to go get a better wide receiver, the best wide receiver you possibly can. So I'll wait for Nate to get back because he's my scribe. But scroll up to the top for me. Did you say that the one was going to be a mid-late? I would trade your mid-late first, plus I would trade your mid-late first plus Travion Henderson and go get an elite wide receiver on this team. Because you're going to be taking Jeremiah Love on this team. I would rather roll with, him and Harvey probably as my running backs. Again, you're not contending the next 2 years. And so. Jay Stark, we got you, man. You're good. It's not refreshed yet, so it'll be there. Okay, I've got some moves for you here.
3-4-3-4, hard rebuild. Agreed.
18 start 8.
Yeah.
Golden and Pearsall, package them in up tier. Henderson and the late first for an elite wide receiver. I would hold Burden and Higgins for the upside plays here. I would hold Benson, Monangai for the upside plays. I would say, he has the 101 and 102. Do we want to down tier from one of those picks?
This is a super flex, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you want to down tier from which pick?
One of the 101 or 102?
Not in an 8 team, no.
So just select there.
Yeah. Those are your best upside shots by far. I would stick with those because this is an 8-team start 8. So those guys will immediately be in your lineup. We'll probably take your tight ends. Any guys that are going to have any semblance of any value here, like your Troy Franklins and such. Monangai and Algier, I'll add in the comments. Hold Monangai and Algier until we see their situations in the off season. So hold them through free agency to see what happens to their situations. They could gain some value and interest from some league mates. And generally what we see in 8 teams is a lot of league mates tend to value those guys that rarely ever see your starting lineup a lot more than they should. They value the depth a lot more than they should. So these guys, again, while they might seem insignificant at face value, they should draw some interest. Harold Fannin and Dalton Kincaid, I would also look to shop as well. For another position. It's just kind of the last of our worries is the tight end position and a non-tight end premium 8 team. Really want to focus primarily on building value upside at wide receiver and running back.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah. QB in a super flex in an 8-team super flex is also not really our priority here. I would shop CJ Stroud, though, for a higher production upside option.
Yeah, that's the other part that I was kind of getting towards. So.
I mean, even a Dak in that value range is more valuable in an 8-team. As far as targets go, give you a couple running backs. Give you Scadaboo. Algier you already own, so that's good. Travis Hunter I like as a target if you're going to up tier there.
He said just bought Daniels a few days ago before he got injured. Yeah.
I like Olave.
Oh, Daniel Jones. Oh, man.
That's a bummer.
That stinks. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry
That's just
about
bad luck. That's just bad luck.
Yep. Olave, I like him before he signs. You do have Shuck and Shador Sanders as well. Looks like you got Phillip Rivers off waivers. I love seeing the Phillip Rivers on teams right now. They're all on some teams. Makes me laugh.
He's not even on the flock site yet, but
Yeah.
he's on the blueprint.
Probably not because he's not in anybody's.
We should put him
rankings.
as a cornerstone as a joke.
That would be so
I
funny.
think it's hilarious. Is Stroud a good buy low? No, Vincent. Actually, he's on my avoid list.
And then
Nuanced answer,
so
but
Hunter and Olave are good targets, and then if we're taking Henderson in 26 first for an elite wide receiver, probably want to go for like a London right now. He's probably the easiest to achieve, easiest to acquire because he's been injured recently. So, you have any questions on that, dude?
Yeah, Obsidian, what questions do you have? Go ahead and keep this up, Scott. Let's make sure he doesn't have any questions. If he does, let's get them answered while he's here on the stream. But just drop them in the chat. We'll put them up. We answer them right now. Again, yeah, in an 8 team, it's all about upside. It's a start 64 league. You're just going to collect the best players you can. You're going to have, a couple of those, the elite wide receiver you get with Trayvon Henderson. You're going to have 2 that you drafted this year. And so you're going to be, getting there. And then, if Henderson hits, there's another, or sorry, not Henderson. If Harvey hits, there's another one, right? If Burden hits, there's another one. And so it's just, a lot of it is I would just take a lot of these wide receivers, package them together and keep up tiering. So is Kyler a good buy low? Kyler's a good buy low. Yeah. Kyler's a decent buy low. I agree with that one. That looks good.
Good. Yep. Coming along.
All right. Oh, you said stick and pick at the 101, 102. Assuming Love at the 101, would you go 102? Tyson, take the injury risk or safer wide receiver like Limited Tate?
We will see.
That's all combine, draft capital, and landing spot dependent. I'm assuming it's going to be Love at the 101, but that's even still just an assumption. What if Love tears is something? So, we'd be happy to give you more advice come rookie draft time.
Loves your only 99.9% guarantee.
I love this. Jai says JJ McCarthy. He said the Vikes are done with JJ McCarthy. He has no future, and people are saying, oh, he might, and he's saying JJ McCarthy has a better future as a Wendy's cashier. That's objectively freaking hilarious, and also I kind of agree.
Wendy's nuts.
Anything else, Obsidiac? We appreciate you, brother. Make sure you give him a free trade question here. Give him 2. Man, okay. Again, doesn't make a difference to me, but you were $7 away from getting the membership and the free blueprint and all the tools and infinite blueprint, so new blueprints every month. So you were $7. You get a way better value, and this would be free. So if you want to do that, I can refund you for this. Let me know.
Ongoing advice.
Appreciate you. Yeah, it's way. Again, it does not make a difference to us because there's like a $7 price difference.
Community.
But it's just you get way more. The value's way better. So if you want to do that, again, I'll refund you for what we just did, and that will be your free review with your membership. So appreciate you, brother. If you have any questions, let us know. We'd love to have you, by the way.
Plunks up.
All right.
103 and 105 in 2026. JMP 136.
Oh yeah, hey
here,
JMP.
Awesome.
JMP's the guy that we screwed. Well, we didn't actually screw him. He didn't make the playoffs anyways.
Yeah,
so
I saw that.
He said,
I checked to make sure.
He said that I think he messaged me. I haven't been through my messages today, but I think he basically was like, well, I want to send it back, or I'll just send it back through Flock. I'm like, do whatever you want. It's totally fine. So we appreciate you, brother. Yeah. It was still a huge, ginormous screw up on our part. So we're so sorry about that.
Yeah.
But this is more fun anyways. I'd rather look at your teams. I'd rather be able to communicate with you in the chat. I think you're here. So appreciate you.
All right, Jackson 5 is your team name here. What's our record looking like? 11 and 17.
So league median league. You got Jefferson. Yeah. Hampton hasn't been healthy.
You got an extra
solid
pick.
Team though.
Extra pick, which is good.
Yeah. And they're both top 5. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. So Dart and Baker at QB is gonna be
7.
Probably a 6.
Oh. Is it 10 team?
12 team.
Oh.
Yeah. We got Hampton, Javonte, Harvey, Walker. That's a 7. Then we have Jefferson, London, Devonta Smith, Higgins, and another 7. And then we got Mason Taylor, which is like a 2. So 6, 7, 7, 2.
103, 105. I think this is
a 1 year reload.
I think he's contending next year.
Yeah.
Has your trade deadline already passed?
If your trade deadline's passed, we'll operate under the assumption that
I didn't even ask if he was here. Plunk, are you here, buddy? Obsidiac, appreciate you, man.
We will.
Yeah, Plunk, say hey if you're here, man.
Yeah.
Drop a like, y'all. If we hit 25 more likes, I'll give away a blueprint here.
Yeah, if your trade deadline is already passed, we will just do this blueprint like you're making off-season moves. Trade deadline is passed. Okay, sweet. So we'll classify this as a well-rounded then, contend, reload, because I do think that you should expect to be contending in 2026. You got 2 firsts this year. You've got a nice well-rounded roster at every single position. Feeling pretty comfortable everywhere here. Jackson, Dart, and Baker are solid options. Hampton, Javonte, Harvey, etc. Just a general piece of advice that we're telling a lot of people: hold Walker through free agency to see where he ends up signing. A lot of people are going to be intrigued with that. And once he signs an extension, you will likely see a value bump. Let's pivot from Ricky Pearsall. That'll be our first move here. Just other guys in the value range of Pearsall that we like, that we think are better upside shots. He's just not reliable. He's not consistent. He's shown some good stuff, but he's not consistently healthy enough for us to feel really comfortable. And I don't think that situation is guaranteed for him long term. So Jefferson kind of got a hold. London got a hold. Devonta Smith. See where he's priced at. See if there's anybody else that I prefer over him. But honestly, I kind of view him as a hold. Yeah, he's right there by AJ Brown, Travis Hunter, etc. If you could get like a Olave or Travis Hunter or BTJ, I'd be cool with it. But otherwise, I would probably just assume that you're holding him here. What do we do? What to do with Harvey? Harvey. I would pivot from Harvey to Scatterboo in the offseason if I were you. That'd be another pivot move that I would make.
Pivot from Harvey to Batman.
I think Scatterboo gets more consistent usage than Harvey is probably going to get in a Sean Payton offense. It's just my feelings.
Tell us how you feel.
It's how I feels. Those are my feelsings. And then that first, where is that first? Anarchy. Anarchy's 11 and 17.
He said it was the 103 and 105.
That's right. 103 and 105, I plan on holding both of those first for now.
Mm-hmm.
You can shop the 105, see if you could like move up to an earlier pick, but honestly, probably just stick with them for now.
Yeah.
Unless you get an overpay before the draft.
Yeah. That's from Sidiac. Yeah, I'll answer it right after this, Sidiac. Appreciate you, buddy.
Then our third move. Where's Baker at right now? Is Baker boy fallen a little bit? He has.
Has he?
No. He's right there by Purdy and Dak.
I'm fine holding him.
Goff has fallen a lot, and I would down tier to Goff.
Why has Goff fallen? Has he not been productive?
Sorry, he's just a significant tier below him.
Goff's still the quarterback 11. That's what he's every year.
I was looking at the tier ranges.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want some extra value to mess around with. So while these guys were a lot closer in value to start the season, they've spread apart quite a bit. And Goff has been totally fine this year. Goff has been exactly what you expected him to be. So you can go ahead and just get that at a cheaper price. Goof. I always type in goof. Harvey Descadaboo.
He said, yeah, feeling good with where this team is at. Stick and pick felt right with the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Again, because they're top 5. Like, it would depend on where they are. But since they're top 5 and, you're really adding to this team by drafting there, I mean, your team projects very well next season, in my opinion. Like, really well.
A couple of wide receiver upside shot guys, or Luther Burden and Jaden Higgins. I like both of them. I know they're both rookies. I know Scottaboo's are technically a rookie as well. Mm-hmm. We've seen enough, I think, from every single one of these guys to show that, like, hey, they do have significant room to increase in value next year. Scottaboo, obviously, his growth was just stunted because his ankle exploded, but all reports are saying that his recovery timetable is looking pretty dang solid, and that it essentially was best case scenario for an injury like that. So that's a good sign for him. And then for Higgins and Burden is just looking better literally every single week. And then Higgins is getting a decent amount of work, where you can end up having Higgins squared on your team. So Goff, Scottaboo, Burden, and Higgins here. Pearsall, pivot, RJ Harvey, pivot, Baker Mayfield, down tier. Don't move Jefferson. Don't sell him low. You're stuck with him on your team. Plan to hold him for the foreseeable future. You have any questions on this, man?
Just Scatter was so fun. Dart and Scout on the same team.
I know.
They're so fun to watch, dude. That couple week stretch where they were both playing, I was watching all their games. It was a blast. Man. I was watching them.
I was feeling really good about that Quinshon trade for about a quarter and a half. It's like Quinshon can't do jack in Cleveland's crappy offense, and Scadaboo's getting like every dump off, like a receiving touchdown, and then he's getting like all of the rushing work.
Then his leg goes.
Ankle like shoots up in the sky all the way to the moon.
All right, JMP, by the way, I'll message you back soon, but I'm happy to just do it this way, man. I just love having you around, so I appreciate you, dude. Thanks for not killing us over that. You're the man. Good team, by the way. That's a really really good roster.
That was our bad.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, wasn't it? It was pretty freaking bad.
Yeah, we usually do a pretty good job at like checking every Thursday night and then every Sunday morning.
But Nathan and I co-manage that, so we both usually check it.
There are a couple of there are always, early injury designations and then late injury designations, and Marv was like right there, where he was like declared out after our first check, and then we never got to it on the second check.
Get to a second check
because
we were at the
I was prioritizing
game.
my teams that I'm really good in.
I did the same thing. I skipped
and
over.
I was like Platinum League. We're totally out of that.
I'm like, nothing's gonna matter. Yep, lesson learned.
Of course, just got to check the other teams you're playing. So
I appreciate you, man. All right, Matty Glow, you here? Say hey, Matty Glow. I have one. Oh yeah, Obsidiac. Thank you. I have one final question. You mentioned packaging. Pearsall and Golden up to your wide receiver. Who would you target? Do you remember who we gave him on the blueprint? We gave you a target or two on the blueprint, so it'll say. Yeah. But
this is the 8 team.
Yeah, we do need to get auto sub turned on.
Yeah, I had.
Appreciate you, dude.
I had like a Travis Hunter type of target.
Yeah, that's where we went.
And again, you're gonna get the blueprint within 24
hours, you'll have it.
So you'll have the value ranges.
Yeah, appreciate you, buddy. There's Matty Glow. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
All right, Danbury Trashers is his team name.
We do have a star sit question real quick. Okay. Kincaid or Ferguson? Probably Fergie until Kincaid is healthy. And then 2 flexes here. Michael Wilson and Ladd. Easy. I'm starting those 2 guys over Harvey. I don't feel as good about Harvey with the Green Bay defense matchup this week. So appreciate you, Lemme. All right, Maddie. Let's do. Oh, real quick. I know it has been a while, dude. It's good to see you. And he's in the playoffs. Let's go. Real quick, if you guys would like to get your team reviewed, you can do that. I have the link. I just dropped it. The easiest way to do that is to become an annual Motherflocker with code DOMAIN. Again, you get all of our Dynasty tools. It's a one-stop shop. Everything you need for Dynasty Fantasy Football. Our trade calculator, our rankings. You're going to get our draft guides. We're working on a rookie draft guide right now. You're going to get the bakery. Plus, you're going to get one-on-one advice from Nathan and I. You get a team blueprint live on tonight's stream. Personalized advice for your team. Moves you should make. Everything about your team. And then infinite blueprint. The advice never stops. Always one-on-one advice. You get to join the Discord, join the community. And again, you can get that free blueprint done on tonight's stream. You can join just like Matty Glow has. He's one of our members. And so flogfantasy.com/domain. If you just, follow the link, it's the annual Motherflocker. It's your code DOMAIN. Once you sign up, you'll get a voucher and you can submit your blueprint for free on tonight's stream.
Wow.
It's very cool. All right.
Said Avi contending. I want to move Marv for a stronger playoff push. What do you think?
So cool. No trade deadline. I love that. Let's open it up. Second here, you're 21-7. It's a league median league. This is I'm assuming a Superflex. Superflex 12 team start 11 PPR. Deep league here. Good team from a value standpoint. Jackson, Murray, and Lawrence is going to be like a 7.
Yeah.
It's a 6 or 7.
7.
Gibbs, CMC, Manungai, and Marks is going to be like a 7 again.
6 or a 7?
Yeah. Puka, London, Marv, DK is a 7 or an 8, 7. And then Bowers is 10.
Yeah, with Kraft.
Yeah, this is pretty accurate in my opinion.
Oh,
I said that ironically, by the way.
Hey, Tucker Kraft. A rebuild team will be very interested in Tucker Kraft.
I think so.
We're going to move him for another position.
Oh, he said this is start 9. It's probably the defense and kicker, right?
Yeah, it's just a start 9.
Okay. Yeah, that makes this team even better then.
You said you want to move Marv. I'm totally cool with that being your first move. Pivoting off of Marv, we're going to move Tucker Kraft for another position. And then basically any other guy that's not contributing to the fullest extent that he possibly could in your starting lineup, we're going to move off of. DK. I would move DK plus some other stuff to get you up to JMO.
Yeah, and real quick, this is a well-rounded contender.
Can we do that? Can we do that? Oh my gosh, JMO. JMO is such a fun game to play. Oh my gosh. Look what's happened to his value. Look at
Really?
Yes. He is right back up where he was before the season
He sure
started.
is, man. He went from wide receiver 21 to wide receiver 33 to wide receiver 21. Like, it's literally.
It is literally my favorite game to play. Like I have gone from being labeled as a JMO hater, both of us, to a point where I literally love JMO so much as a dynasty asset just because I like playing the game. It does not get old. It never gets old. For you, I mean, JMO's a pretty good guy to own at the end of the season. I really liked JMO's rest of the season schedule when I invested in him, and I definitely prefer him in my flex over a DK Metcalf. So I know you're gonna have to pay a premium for that. Try to include Ayuk. Try to include one of your depth pieces, like a Marks or something, who's not seeing your starting lineup. That's definitely worth paying. I'll do DK Metcalf and Woody Marks up tier to get up to a guy like
What's
JMO.
the news on London?
Draketh
Does not participate. I think at this point you have to start
yeah,
considering it.
you might have to
I'm gonna
pivot
say
off
pivot.
of. We'll have you pivot off of London as well to
Yep.
a guy that's again value equivalent. Like
Don't take a loss. Don't sell low, but
yeah.
get somebody who's scoring points. There's a reload or rebuild. We'll gladly take Drake London. He doesn't even have a long-term injury. It's just something you need immediate production.
yeah,
for the playoffs.
Rice is right there.
This
so
is
you
why
would
there
go-
shouldn't be a trade deadline, in my opinion. There's no harm to you being able to trade Drake London to a reloader right now.
Yep. So you'll go for Rice, or we'll have you go for Rice. And then I'll give you a couple of running back options here as well. Since we have you pivoting off of Marvin Harrison, there is nothing telling you that you have to move Marvin Harrison for a wide receiver. Right now, you're flexing two wide receivers. You're flexing Marvin, you're flexing DK. Ideally, I would like to see you flexing running backs over wide receivers.
London not likely playing this week, maybe next week at best. Yeah, so I think in dynasty teams, if you contending dynasty teams who have London, you kind of just have to.
Yep. So basically what I'm going to do here, it's always my favorite thing, sucky teams with productive running backs. Josh Jacobs is on this 10 and 18 team. Josh Jacobs will be a target for you. I just did that on a contending team, and I got him for a very palatable price. Like, it was super reasonable.
Yeah.
Saquon, honestly, I don't hate as a target for you. There's a sucky team that's 11 and 17 that has Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. I honestly am probably going to give you Saquon as a target here. This other guy that's 11 and 17 has Travis Etienne and Chase Brown. Chase Brown would be my number one option there for you to target. This 12 and 16 team. Okay, never mind. So, yeah, Saquon and Jacobs are going to be my top two guys for you there. Jacobs, Saquon, Rashee Rice, and Jameson Williams will be your targets here. Again, the more running backs that you can flex, the better I feel about your outlook heading into the playoffs.
Did you check those guys, make sure they're on?
That's what I just did.
Okay, I'm just making sure. This is one where it matters.
Devontae Adams is on a 11 and 17 team. Please get Devontae Adams. I just realized that as well. Chris Olave is another guy too.
Yep.
So I'll just add those in the comments. AJ Brown, Olave, and Devontae Adams should all be wide receiver
Brown or
targets.
Travis Etienne.
Chase Brown over Etienne for sure.
Yeah, if you guys, Chums and Dunny, if you guys give me your flock usernames in the chat, I can get it done for you.
Yeah, these all should be targets for your team as well at wide receiver. Olave, AJ Brown, and Adams. So basically all the high productive assets that are on the non-playoff teams in this league, you are going for. Brock Bowers at this point, you don't really need to move him. I mean, honestly, McBride right now, production-wise, is preferable. But it's not like a must-move. Bowers is more than fine. Bowers is solid, so you're good there. But Tucker Kraft definitely take advantage there with his value. You can feel free to move Kyle Monangai for Chase Brown on this team. Chase Brown isn't splitting a backfield like Monangai is.
Hey, Chums, I didn't know that you were already had a subscription, so it's actually going to be different for you. Send me a message on Discord. Send me a DM. I'll look at it, and I can walk you through what your options are. So appreciate you.
You have any questions
Dunny, I can
on this
still do it for you probably. So, yeah, what questions do you have, Matty?
London Marv pivot, DK Metcalf, Woody Marks up tier, Tucker Kraft other position.
You got a good
Jacobs,
team with
Barkley,
great value.
Rashee
It's
Rice,
just-
and JMO with some additional targets in the comments.
Just go
as
get
well.
the guys that are contending now. That's the only thing. Like,
Yup.
message me on Discord, Chummy. Appreciate you. Dunny, let me know what yours is. But keep this one up. Let's wait and see what comments or questions Maddie has. Make sure you give him a free trade question for me. I know he's already got one, but I want to give him another one. That way, if you have questions on any of the guys you're, loading up here, any of the deals you're making, you can follow up with us. So, only there was a blueprint where you got free trade questions just with it by default. If only that existed. All right.
We got Jay Stark up next.
Take us to the drawing board. Message you on Discord. I have questions. Yep. You both always answer. I will say I'm slow, especially during the season. I do always answer. A lot of times it's just really late.
I'm slow during the season as well.
Yeah.
People know that.
Yep. All right. Appreciate you. If you have any questions, Matty, go let us know. It's good to see. Good to see you though. Thanks for hanging out. Glad you got to go look at your teams. All right, we got one more in the queue again. If you want to jump in, you've got the shot.
All right, Jay Stark, appreciate you. Says, have the 101. I have multiple picks in 27, all my picks in 28, plus 2 other firsts in 28, so 3 total. Do I try and trade back up into the first in 26 at tight, try to go for another player with picks? I feel like I should keep all my 27 picks, but I don't know. I think my team will be a contender. Team name is Love is on the tray. Let's look at this roster. 4 firsts in 2027. 1 first in 2026, which you said is going to be the 101. So going to get Jeremiah Love on this team. Your flexes are looking pretty decent. Oh man, even in a 10 team here, I do think that you have the value to contend. Even if you didn't end up trading any of those 27 firsts, you still have the ability to contend here because of those picks. So, Jaden Daniels is a 1 QB, 10 teams, 1 QB, PPR, no tight end premium. Daniels and Trevor Lawrence. Daniels has lost some value. He's more of like an 8 right now on a 10 team. Travion Henderson, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker is going to be like a solid 6 in a 10 team. Then we got Neighbors, Marv, BTJ, Jaden Higgins, which is another solid 6. Harold Fannin is good for like a 5. So,
and he did say trade deadline is over for me, but prepping for off-season ideas.
Yep, awesome. So,
this is here. Good question. We already answered this. I do want to. Transparency is important. Trent says, curious, how many of y'all's dynasty leagues did you make the playoffs? I know Avery had a good year last year. Last year, I was in the championship in more than half my leagues. This year, I think I only made the playoffs in 4 or 5 of my 12 leagues. I had 3 rebuilding teams. I had 2 teams, top 3 in max points for it, that didn't make the playoffs. This was my worst dynasty year yet so far. Nathan's is popping off. How many did you make this year?
Half. I forget if I'm in 8 or 9. If you take away the 2 that we co-commissioned, I'm like 4 for 7.
Now the good news is the ones I made the playoffs and I have a good shot at winning my championship still. My redraft teams this year kicked butt. I made the playoffs in almost all my redraft leagues. But the problem is I had like 2 or 3 reloads, actually probably 3 or 4 rebuilds or reloads, and I haven't been able to make a ton of trades, and so I didn't make the playoffs in them.
I literally, all the ones that I didn't make the playoffs are on a 1-year delay with like the ones that I'm in the playoffs in right now.
Yeah.
So
hopefully, I feel
pretty good.
I reloaded 2 of the teams I won championships on last year because I won 3 or 4 championships, and so hopefully those can be contending next year. But
I literally last year, I think I made the playoffs in like 2 of my leagues.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
It was bad.
That's worse than me this year.
Because they literally all hit reloads at the same time.
My thing also was I think I had 4 Malik Neighbors, and I haven't traded them away. I traded them away in 1 league because I had a really good team. I held the other 3. So there you go. There's the Avery Nathan playoff breakdown for you. Hopefully still I can win at least 2 championships this year out of my 12 leagues. And hopefully you can win some too, but this has been my toughest year Dynasty so far.
I feel really, really good about 3 of my 4.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good ratio, dude. For 8 leagues, that's a good ratio.
That's not bad.
Yeah, because I think I won my leagues last year at a 33% clip, which was like I was like, I'm not.
Hey, I checked up on you in the team league.
I made the playoffs, dude. I made the playoffs.
I was looking at your records over the last couple of weeks. I was like, oh, he keeps losing, and you
I
dipped
kept
out,
losing.
And then you jumped in.
3.
You literally jumped in last second.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I missed the playoffs in this one by 1 spot.
Yeah, you're in.
So actually, I'm in the playoffs in almost half my leagues still.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm 7th in this league. I'm 7th in 1 league. Yeah, so kind of a mixed bag this year.
Yeah.
But all right, here we go.
All right, so first move is gonna be
team archetype.
This is I already said. Oh, well, my bad. Well-rounded contend reload. I didn't realize you didn't have it up there. My bad. I would have told you. It's my fault.
Way to go, Scott.
Come on, Scott. I already told
Get
you.
your crap together. Oh, we should probably talk to Scott here. We'll do it after this review.
Jaden Daniels in the offseason. Hopefully people kind of warm back up with him. I don't really... I would rather build up the upside of running back and wide receiver in a 1 QB before holding on to Daniels. So we're going to move Daniels for another position on this team. Travion Henderson right now, according to market, again, this might differ based on different leagues, but according to market, Henderson and Hampton are right by each other. I would 10 times out of 10 take Omarion Hampton over Travion Henderson. And it's not remotely close. So that will be an offseason pivot that I would be very, very interested in.
I agree with that. I just think from a runner perspective, Hampton's just better.
He's just objectively
I think regardless of the situation, like in draft capital and whatever, it's like he's just a better running back. So I agree with you.
Neighbors is a hold. Marv is a hold. BCJ will be a hold in the offseason as well. Walker also going to be a hold. Brees Hall, a hold. You've got a lot of really good assets that you're sticking with in the offseason to play around with their value. Christian Watson has been a big riser. He is going to be another guy where I'm going to go higher value upside with Christian Watson. There are a couple guys in his range, a.k.a. Luther Burden, who I think are pretty good targets. I don't think Burden is going to do enough over the next 4 weeks before season ends where he's really going to separate himself from Christian Watson when Christian Watson's scoring touchdowns. So I think that still is a move that you can make in the offseason. Again, some of that is projecting, so I might be incorrect, but that's something I would definitely look into. Really like Scottaboo as a target in the offseason with Henderson. Again, I already mentioned Hampton, Jaden Daniels, and we're moving him. So Daniels, I would love to see you move for a wide receiver like a Garrett Wilson before they are in the quarterback market. He's very insulated. He can't really... This dude is essentially incapable of losing value. I mean, he's just stayed in the same price range that he's been in for years.
Yeah.
Literally years. And then another option, if you can't get someone like him... we'll go with Chris Olave. I like Olave before he signs a deal as well. So those are your moves and your targets. Jaden Daniels, other position. Travion Henderson, pivot. Christian Watson, higher value upside. Hanson, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, and Luther Burden. I mentioned Cam Scottaboo. I love him as well. If you want to get him, you can go for that. Fannin, you can go ahead and hold. I'm okay with that at the moment. People will be interested enough in him in the offseason that he'll have some liquidity that you can kind of shop around with and see. But a lot of these comments are just going to be based off the guys that I want you to hold. Hold Walker through free agency to see where he ends up signing.
He says, so you wouldn't try and keep Hendo and pair him with Love. Assume that means you don't think Hendo will be a top 10 to 5 to 10 running back eventually.
I think he totally can.
He could.
Again, I think Hampton's better.
But Hampton is valued the same and we just like him more. So it's just more of a pivot because we have a guy we prefer.
Yeah.
And then you're pairing Hampton with Love. And I think that's a better pairing in my opinion. So it's kind of a preference thing, but at the same time, you know.
Hampton's a better runner with just as much receiving upside. And in a situation that we think is a little more defined than Henderson's is in New England. Henderson, I definitely see the vision with him. Really, really like Henderson in his own right. It's just in a vacuum, do I prefer Henderson or Hampton? I much prefer Hampton. I mean, I would much rather have Hampton paired with Love than Henderson paired with Love, for sure.
Yeah.
Brees Hall, again, same thing as Walker. Just hold both of those guys. Don't sell BTJ and Marv low. Plan to stick with them through the offseason.
Yeah, Daryl, the trade deadline usually restarts the day after the playoff ends. So that first week of January, you better be ready because it's an avalanche.
Yeah.
It's the best, one of the best weeks of the year.
Feel free to shop Fannin in the offseason if you get an overpay. But again, like I don't have an issue if you want to hold them. Just playing the market as much as we can for a team that does have the value, I think, to contend in 2026 while sticking with those 27 picks. I know you mentioned, do I want to take some of those 27 first and trade up in the 26 draft? No, not unless you get a top 3 to 4 pick. Not unless you get a top 4 pick guaranteed.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would just stick with those first because you can contend in 2026, have those 4 firsts for 2027, either move them in the middle of 2026 if you go on like a heavy run, or you can just stick with them and turn into an elite value heading into 2027. You've got a pretty good situation heading into next season. So any questions on this, man?
Yeah, what questions do you have? Want to go ahead and answer those? Refresh it here. Leave this one open. We have a start set, I think. Yeah. Okay, so a running back here, running back 2. He says, and Stark did say, I guess if so, I assume I'd try to target a wide receiver.
If so, what?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Probably to the last question. That's what. Oh yeah, thank you. Understood. When it comes to whether or not I trade back in 26, do I?
No, don't trade back.
If so, what do I? No.
Yep. The tiers I think are going to be a lot more defined in this year's class as opposed to 2025, where you had so much flexibility to trade back and you were getting so much on top because people just decided to hate the depth, even though it was good. Where it was like, I mean, it was a win-win trading back. This year is probably not going to be the case.
Yassine's got to
definitely hold that 101.
Start sit question here for us. I'm going to start probably Judkins and Hampton here of these guys.
Yep. You know Hampton snap share.
Just
you know Hampton.
Start with Hampton.
You know Hampton scored 14 points on 30% snap share, right?
Yeah, he's awesome. Receivers, if it just better freaking go up, or I'll kill the Chargers.
Yeah, that would be
brutal. I hate them forever if they give Kamani Vidal more run than him.
Yeah.
Here I'd probably go. This is matchup.
No, Vidal didn't look bad himself.
Shush. What are the matchups this week?
Okay, so this one, I'm putting my foot down on Ibuka. You can't start Ibuka. It's so bad right now. And the volume is there, but it's so inefficient, and he's been having drops. Honestly, J-Mo's kind of a guy that you want to start.
It's Ibuka versus Atlanta. Tet versus... J-Mo versus the Rams, though. Depends on if Amon-Ra plays, obviously.
Well, Amon-Ra played last week.
So he'll probably play Tet and BTJ.
Yeah. I think you probably want to go with Tet. Tet for sure.
Tet's playing New Orleans.
And then I think it's between J-Mo and Ibuka, personally. And I would go with the guy that's producing.
I'd probably go J-Mo, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, not dynamite matchups for BTJ or Ibuka here. And then, flex spot.
Probably you're flexing Judkins.
Yep. Appreciate you. Jay Stark, you got any other questions?
Gosh, every time I see Judkins, like, good gosh, he is so good. It's crazy that we became like crazy Judkins stans because we did not love him as a prospect.
I know.
Like, we did not love his film.
He wasn't very good.
He looks so much better as a true talent in the NFL as a rookie than I ever thought he would look like. He looks so good.
Other than the Hampton Scadaboo, who else for Trey and Daniels? Both owners of them are rough for trading. If you can't get those guys and kind of pivot from those, those guys to value adjacent guys. With Henderson, he might be worth a hold at that point because there's not a ton of other guys we like in that range, but like Achane is an option if you can pay a little bit on top to get Achane. The Scadaboo option, there's not a ton of running backs there we like as much as Scadaboo, so we'd probably go to a wide receiver at that point. Just go to value adjacent guys at the same position, so. When will the bakery get updated on the site? I'll do it this week. Jeremy says, what's the reasoning for Neal over Dowdle in his start sit from earlier today? I mean, Neal's getting more higher snaps or guaranteed carries.
Yeah, he's not splitting.
With Dowdle, he's such a wild card right now.
Yeah.
So
if Kamara comes back, it's another conversation, but Kamara's not looking to come back. So.
All right. Yeah, Jay Stark, we're good. We appreciate you, man. If you have any other questions, give him a trade question, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're the man. Jay Stark, again, you're $7 away. If you want to become a member, I'll refund you this, and you can just be a member for the year, and this will be your free blueprint. So. All right. You can kill it, Scott. Okay, that was awesome. We will be live again Thursday this week. So again, a little bit of a shorter live stream. I'm not used to being done in 2.5 hours, but 'tis the season. December is always kind of our chillax month as the playoffs happen. So if you're in the playoffs, good luck, of course. We're going to record a Dynasty video and release it probably Thursday this week. But of course, we will be live on Thursday as well, so you can check that out. And yeah, probably only one Dynasty video this week, just as we kind of settle into the playoffs. So appreciate you, Starkey, but
Eric just texted me and said, quote, Avery wanted to start a conservatorship for me. Mess me up.
All right, y'all. We appreciate you. We will see you with a video and a live stream here later this week. In the meantime, keep making Dynasty trades. Peace out. We'll see you here soon.